This is Fireman Ed, and you're listening to Jets Commute, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Jet fans, let's rock MetLife Stadium this year. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Go Jets!
Good morning. Good morning. If you want to come up, please come up. Lots to talk about. By the way, if anybody's in here, I don't know if anybody in here is in Florida. Please be safe. Crazy what's about to happen down there. CB, C-Web, Joe.
What up, Petey?
Good morning.
Oh man, good morning. How you doing?
Morning, Pete. Morning, boys.
I'm doing a little better. Still a little annoyed about the Jets, but it doesn't affect me like it used to when I was younger. If you know what I mean, C-Web.
Oh,
You go to the game, so you know.
Yeah. All that time
I mean,
spend. Yeah.
the people watching
love
too,
it
though.
man. At this point, for me, it's unconditional love, regardless of the
Correct.
result. I'm just enjoying the experience, and if they win, great. If they lose, great. I love the team regardless. It is what
See,
it is.
I'm different from you, Pete. I feel like when I was younger, I did better with the losing. I feel like it's getting worse for me.
Well, Joe, to that point, though, I think it's because, we're getting older and now we have kids. And, when are we ever going to see one before we go?
I know.
And there's just no hope. Joe, you know it.
Especially after this season. I don't know where the future is. If he, I mean, do you see him coming back next year? I don't
Yes.
know.
Yes. And if he doesn't, I'm not trying to be like hopeful here. They still have Taylor, but they got to do something because Taylor probably won't last the season.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if you saw Teller on Monday. Although their defense is not great, they should be able to run the ball and score some points.
Well, that's the thing that the Jets need to start doing. They have to. C-Web brought it up yesterday. June, good morning. Everybody to the space, good morning, too.
Good morning.
June,
That's the biggest
what's up,
issue with the
June?
offense.
Yeah, if you can't run the ball, even when they had Zach Wilson, I know they didn't run well, but they still ran sometimes. And when you can run, it opens up so much more crap.
People don't.
Petey, didn't Brees have a stretch? My bad, C-Web. Didn't Brees have a stretch like this last year where like he did absolutely nothing though? I mean, not this bad, obviously, but like he was pretty ineffective.
Yep.
I feel like he takes a while before he gets going, and he did it in his rookie year too. He didn't get going until later in the season.
I know, guys. I'm not. This is not an apology, but I'm not benching Brees Hall. I'm sorry. I'm not.
No.
I'm not.
Petey, to your point before, though, I know you were talking about Rodgers coming back. Well, that's why I think if you get Adams, it pretty much guarantees him another year.
No doubt. Yep.
So that's why that's part of the reason why I want Adams, because at least we get one more year guaranteed.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he comes here unless Roger says, "Yeah, I'm coming back for one more year after this."
And this will fire Rodgers up for sure. You know
Well,
it's
yeah,
going to.
Did you
yeah.
guys happen to see the couple of plays from Brendan Bates blocking on Sunday?
Oh,
Yeah.
horrible. Absolute
Yes.
Holy
fucking
Christ
horrible.
Almighty!
Yeah, you think they're gonna bring Kenny Yeboah?
I think it's an option.
Because
Yes.
he tweeted something out the other day.
Yeboah doesn't help with the blocking
Do
though.
y'all realize though too?
Yeah, but CB, 1 second, C-Web, I'll be 10 seconds. CB, Kenny Yeboah can catch the ball. Can Jeremy Rucker?
You know what, PD? Hold on, real quick.
Don't do that,
I'm sorry,
Clark.
C-Web. Give me 15
Don't.
seconds. I'm gonna be honest with you, PD. Rucker catching the ball has not been a
Thank you.
problem.
Say it again.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna just call
Say
it
it
how it
I
again.
is.
get it, but what I mean, the guy, CB, I can't defend Rucker.
Yeah, because you hate him.
I don't hate him. I just don't think he's very good, and I think Jet fans totally overrate him. What's
You
the
know
big?
what's crazy? CB used to be sitting on your side of the fence, and CB now just admit that when called upon and when given opportunity, he does what he's supposed to do.
All right. So,
No. Hold on. I'm somewhere in the middle, June. I think he's serviceable, catching them little rollout flat passes and shit like that. But I'm not going to him in a big spot. But what I will say is, if you guys go and look at it, Hackett uses everybody the wrong way,
Yes,
right? Like, prime example, Brees Hall and Braylon Allen. He'll run Brees Hall up the middle and then try to do these little
outside,
pop passes and swing passes to
right.
Braylon. And then if you look at Ruckert and Conklin, he'll have Ruckert on the front side of a play. He'll have
Hello?
Conklin on the front side of a play blocking, and Ruckert's on the back end. It's like,
Hello, good morning, Jet fans. I miss y'all.
hold on, bro. Hold on. Let CB talk, please. Hold on. CB's in the middle of a point.
nah, you good. You can let it be the kicker show. I'm good.
Nah. Go ahead, man. CB, well, how many catches does Ruckert have, though?
Can I go real quick?
Wait, hold on. CB, is it CB?
Nah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Kick it and kill my whole flow, dog.
No, bro, go ahead, bro. I apologize, bro. Go ahead, yo. I'm gonna be respectful. But last time I checked, right?
If you're
I
telling him to
said,
go ahead, how come you're
Go ahead, then
talking?
you start talking.
oh, my bad, because he went on mute. My bad. Go ahead, CV. My fault, good brother.
I just want to talk about
Nah,
the
go ahead, man.
catching stats.
All right, let's all go ahead.
All right, so
Hey,
look, right? Last week I came into space, right? I said
C-Web.
I like the Vikings, right? And also I said I like the Titans, right? What a coincidence, right? Both teams that lost is on a 2-game losing streak. I got a question. Who's going to end the losing streak Monday? Or is it going to be a tie? Hey, Mr. Petey, last time I talked to you, summertime, you said, hey, as long as we got Aaron Rodgers, we're a Super Bowl contender, bro. The man can't even throw over 200 yards, bro. I ain't even trying to troll
Hey,
y'all.
kicker. Hey, kicker.
What's up,
Hey,
good brother?
I heard you in another space yesterday. I heard you like the Jets. So, all right,
Actually,
right?
I said
What?
it might be a
It's
tie.
crazy how your mood changed
No,
because
no,
when
no,
you were
no,
0-2,
No.
this
Let me
energy.
finish. When I was in that
no.
space yesterday, right, I said it
Yeah,
might be
yeah.
a
You said
tie, right? But
they
I
said
said,
no. You said I'm gonna answer it now. I like the Jets. That's what you said.
yeah, I said I like the Jets. I do. I like the
All
Jets
right.
Monday.
So keep the energy.
Right, but I'm just asking
All
y'all, do
right.
y'all trust Aaron Rodgers, though? Like, can we have that
Yes.
conversation? What makes you
Yes.
trust Aaron Rodgers, bro?
So kicker right here. So who do you think's winning?
The Jets.
Okay. Thank you.
But
I
you know,
trust Rodgers.
but you know,
So, do you trust Lamar in a big game?
first of all, Lamar Jackson is way better than Aaron Rodgers. I
That's not the
guarantee.
question. That is not the question.
Uh,
Do you trust Lamar Jackson in a big game?
yes, I do. Just like I trust him
Okay.
Sunday when shit was looking a little ugly, and he still dialed shit up.
All right. I want to hear from CB. CB, real quick. So Ruckert has how many catches this year, CB? 4, 5? I didn't look it up.
I have no idea. Probably like 4.
All right. So, I mean, he's not very good, man.
Petey, stop saying that.
No, but he's also not being
He's
used
not
right.
getting targeted. Pete, you can't say someone's good, not good, if they're not getting opportunities to make a play. You can't
Okay,
say that.
So should Brandon Bates get another chance to play the next week?
No, of course
Okay,
not.
fair enough.
First of all, he shouldn't even be on a fucking team.
Can we dig into more of this rushing
Run
conversation?
game? Yeah, go ahead, man. Bring it up.
So the Jets are dead last in rushing yards. They're bottom 3 in yards per carry, 3.6. Two 20-plus rushing yards in explosive plays. That's where the real big miss is, guys. This is the only thing you should be talking about is where is this run game, the offensive line being able to run block. What's the run blocking percentage of successful run blocking? Why isn't it happening? And as much as Aaron Rodgers can be great, a quarterback can't operate if there's zero run game.
I agree.
So that's
Yeah, everybody was talking about, the killer bees, Brees, I said it last night too. People were predicting this guy to get 2,000 yards this year, and now people want to bench him. It's
Yeah,
absurd.
that was
It's
crazy when they
absurd.
said that.
It's absurd.
I have a different question for you guys. And
All right, good morning.
good morning. I don't want you to take this the
Good
wrong way. So
morning.
don't look at it like I'm trolling. I'm asking this actual question. You know how LeBron kind of controls every team he goes to? Is Aaron Rodgers doing that for the Jets?
Yes.
Yeah, but LeBron's
It's
been on
yes,
what,
Petey.
4
It's just
teams?
yes. It's yes.
He's been on 4 teams, so
Oh, I know. He did it in Cleveland. I've seen him doing it for the Lakers.
he
I
did it
mean,
for the Heat.
yes, he did it for the Heat. So that's why
He
I was
had two.
like,
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's a misconception. He didn't control shit with them.
because Aaron Rodgers keeps trying to
Not with
bring
the
in
Heat.
guys that
No,
he
not
doesn't
with the
play
Heat.
with.
That's the reason why he left the Heat, because Pat Riley wasn't going for that bullshit. Remember, he
Wait,
wanted them.
hold,
LeBron
June.
wanted him to fire the head coach. He said, "No, I'll let you go before I fire
Oh well,
my head
Spoelstra's
coach."
still there.
Yeah,
Spoelstra's in my opinion,
give him his
Spoelstra's
word.
one of the best coaches ever in the
Yes,
NBA.
he is. Pat Riley was not playing about Spoelstra.
Eric Spoelstra he is the best coach in the NBA in my eyes.
Hey, in my mock voice, can we get back to football, please?
It's
Yeah,
never gone off of football.
yeah. Aaron Rodgers is whatever. We knew this was coming. I just think it's too early, in my
It is.
opinion. I'm not
It's too
jumping ship.
early, Petey. It's too early, but it's getting late quick.
But what do
Okay.
they want? What do they want, you guys? I haven't looked a lot at the D Adams trade. What do they want in order for you guys to get Adams?
They want a
I have
second. They
no idea.
want draft picks. But let's be
Yeah.
honest, though, right? Let me be honest with y'all, right? Do y'all really think Devontae Adams want to lead the Raiders to go to the Jets, though? Like, I
Yes,
really.
he
Yes.
wants to
Yes,
be
Yes.
he
with
wants.
Aaron
Yes.
Rodgers.
He's
Of
Yes.
wanted to
course.
be off the Raiders since
But he said he
last
wanted to play with
year.
Lamar too, though.
But he's been done with the Raiders
Why
for
would he
five
turn
Lamar
Lamar
years.
doesn't throw to the
down?
wide receivers. Why would he go? That's why I don't understand what. No good wide receiver wants to go to Baltimore
He could be
when
the
you
missing
put.
piece, though.
No. Lamar doesn't throw to wide receivers. He throws the tight
Bro, did
ends
you
all
see?
day
Bro,
long.
did you see what Lamar did Sunday, bro? He was dishing the ball out to all his receivers, bro.
When, right, but once again, he mostly it was tight ends.
I mean, if
That
the
that
tight end
that
open, ain't you gonna throw him the ball?
uh, you can't tell me that you haven't had good wide receivers who have gotten open. That's just not part of that's just what he just doesn't do it. That's all. He's still a productive good quarterback. He just doesn't use the wide receivers as much as he used the tight ends.
CB, can you help for a while? My bad. I don't think Devontae wants to go. I think he wants to go to Aaron Rodgers. He said it in
Yeah,
multiple meetings. Listen, Jeff fans
of,
have been talking about this for 2 years now. It's
of
finally
course.
going to happen. I hope it
So,
happens.
so, hey, Petey, so what if he don't come to y'all?
Then,
Then he goes to the
then you got
Saints.
to pivot, and you got to
And
bring
then,
Reddick in. They got
and
to
how
bring
about,
both in.
okay, and how about this? What if y'all lose to the Bills
I
Monday?
think they have to bring both in. But go
Do y'all
ahead.
think y'all playoff chance is still alive if y'all lose to the Bills Monday?
Yes, yes.
Of course. Of course.
Petey,
And
you think the only way in for the Jets is through the division?
No,
I do.
no. I think
I do.
I think 9-8 gets somebody in the AFC. But that's my opinion.
Won't be us.
Thank you. Yo, how you doing?
Hey, PD,
That
I just
good.
don't. Hey, PD, I just don't want y'all get to like the last 2 weeks, right? And y'all fighting for a playoff spot, and I can hear y'all Jet fans saying, "You know what? We should have lost that game to both Knicks," because I feel like that's gonna fuck y'all up. Because you know y'all got some other AFC losses coming up soon. You know y'all got the Dolphins coming up soon.
The
You think
Dolphins,
they're
yeah.
gonna lose to the Dolphins, who don't have a competent quarterback right now? Have you
Um,
seen Jalen Waddle's numbers the past couple weeks? By the
I
way,
mean,
Shit.
word around,
Have
word around.
have you seen Tariq Hill's numbers in the last couple
But
of weeks?
listen,
yeah.
Like, come
I mean,
on.
right?
do
But
you play
listen,
fantasy? Go
no,
look at
I
those
I
two
don't
Yeah,
play
players
yes,
fantasy.
yeah. And
alone.
I play fantasy and I got Tariq
But
Hill.
look, word
I'm
around,
trying to trade his ass
look,
right now.
word around the 305 is that Tua's coming back.
Oh God.
Yeah, wait. Let me ask you a question. Kicker. Did you see what he looked like before he got injured? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I did. He looked a little mid. He did. He looked a little mid.
Hey, bro. Now
They
coming
would
back,
he would come back and they would put a mushroom stamp helmet cover on him, and it still
yeah,
wouldn't fucking help.
it's not gonna exactly my point. That yo, look, you being a GM, at what point do you sit there and say I got to protect this player from himself?
The only way
I
you
just
can bring him back is if you
can't do
put
it.
him in a straight fucking bubble and make that shit bubble ball.
Hey,
I
Kicker,
don't
you
like the
guys lost
idea.
to the Raiders, so I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah,
We could
yeah,
lose to
yeah.
Miami.
Wait. I'm glad you brought that up. Not your team. Sure, they beat that. Come on. You lost. Fucking believable.
Hey, James, I know we in a jet space, but who you like? Ravens Commanders
I,
Sunday.
I like Commanders, bro. Well, it's a good game, though. I will say that. It's definitely going to be a good game. But I like Commanders, bro.
I know.
I like
I know.
I don't
Cool.
give a shit. I
I
just need
like
Lamb
Commanders.
Lamb to do good.
If you really look at the Commanders, they haven't really played anybody, and they really haven't pressured Jaden Daniels like that. If you watch the games, Cleveland, they were able to pressure him, and he made threw 2 interceptions. The kid
See,
has great composure, and he's gonna be a great quarterback in the league. I'm not saying he's bad, but
Yeah,
let's
he a great quarterback,
C-Web, you
but
gotta.
Sunday he gonna get his welcome
I
to the
think
Please
that.
NFL.
do not
Can,
sit
look.
here and talk shit
hold
about
on.
Jaden Daniels, please.
Hold on.
I, I,
I
Jesus.
think the Ravens are going to
Jaden
win
Daniels don't play for
this
the
weekend.
Cowboys. Ace, go back on mute,
I
please.
don't care. Like, Jaden Daniels is
let
a
me
great quarterback.
let me
He's
say,
playing super well. You guys
Yeah.
have to,
yo,
Ain't
please, be
nobody
real.
talking
no,
about him. What we
Can
say?
can can you guys please, man? It's early in the morning. Like I get it. We all love football, but come
look,
on. Like all right, somebody,
look,
come on. Like
look.
talk to
She's
each
right.
other
She,
nicely.
I
Yeah,
was
I'm
she's
talking
right.
sorry.
to her
I can
nicely.
never talk to a Giants
You
fan
can't say nothing
nicely.
about Jay.
They're irrelevant and they're dirty blue people. See, Webb, you just said we haven't played anybody.
Hey, how you doing?
The only team we haven't played was
That's
you,
fine.
nigga,
Let's do
because you
that.
guys are nobody. The Cardinals are a team. The Bengals are a team.
Bro, y'all played
The
the
Browns
Giants.
are a
Y'all was in
team.
the red
We
Yeah.
zone for
played you and
seven.
you're a nobody. That was the only
Bro,
nobody we
y'all
played,
was.
motherfucker.
Hey, Petey. Hey,
4-1,
Petey.
talk to me
Yeah.
Hey,
nice.
Petey. Let me ask you a question,
Hey,
Petey.
Yo,
How would
Jets,
you feel,
don't be
right?
mad, y'all. Devontae on the way. I heard Street saying Devontae on the way. It's
Well, I
too
heard
early to be all
Devontae
the way
Adams was
down.
going to the
Don't cry,
Commanders, so
Jets. I
I
be
don't know.
listening to y'all a lot of these mornings. Don't cry, Jets. Don't
all
cry.
right, we're gonna
Devontae on
get
the way.
back on
Hey,
track
hey,
in about a
Petey. Hey,
minute.
Petey. How would you feel if you
Once
played
I
the
get
Giants, right, Petey?
Yep. What you
And
do,
you
December
went
15th.
look you went to the red zone 7 times, but all you got was field goals. Like, the shit don't add up. I mean, like, Commanders, they so hype about this and that, bro. Like, everybody in Baltimore got us blowing y'all out Sunday, bro. But I know
But
what they
but
gonna say
but
though.
Yo,
kicker, to be fair,
I
the
respect
the, the
I
commanders
respect the
Kicker,
Commanders.
nobody has you blowing us out but you.
yo,
And you wouldn't even bet on the 14 and a half. So
Devontae.
shut up, Kicker. Shut
All
up,
right, I
Kicker.
am not yelling over people in my own space this morning. Sorry, but I am not. Listen, Jaden Daniels is a star in the NFL. Like
Yes,
Washington
he
got it
is,
right.
man.
I mean, what
Respect that
they've been
man.
dog shit. The
I don't, I don't, I
Commanders,
don't,
good for
I
them.
don't care who. Hey Pete, I don't give a fuck who you play. If that man completion percentage is out of this fucking world, and no other quarterback has done that, even when they played bad teams like a bunch of bad teams, so called. Nah, Jaden, he's the real thing, man. He's the real thing. I will never disrespect
Yeah,
him.
and listen, the whole NFC is wild. Everybody, Bills fans thought at the beginning of the year that Minnesota pick was going to be a high second round pick. They're 5-0. Nobody thought the Commanders would be where they are. I mean, the NFL is
Like I
wild.
said, he has a lot
Yeah,
of potential.
hey,
He's going to
Petey,
be very good in the league. People keep ignoring
they
that.
was
I
kind
keep
of my
saying that.
favorite.
I just have one point to
They,
make.
Yes.
Whoever said that the Browns are a team, I'm sorry, but that loss was like that's not even a team. Even the Helen Keller School of the Deaf and Blind could beat us at this point in time. So like this shit's a fucking dumpster fire over in Cleveland, let's be honest.
yeah, yeah,
Hey, do me a favor,
yeah.
y'all. I know some of y'all work outside, right? You see them porta pots? Just go take a look inside of it. That's the Cleveland Browns.
Here's what I
Yo,
say.
you
It's about,
stupid.
But
no,
All
that's
all
right,
right,
probably
let me.
For you.
Deshaun Watson
All
in
right.
there
This nigga said
deep in his
porta
shit
Okay, this
pot.
is
trying to
my
do some
question for
freaky
you.
shit.
Which
Did you
which
mean to
side of the
say
ball
I
do
porta
ain't
you
know it's
prefer?
called a
Let's
potties?
porta
get
pot.
let's get to Ace.
Is it
Ace,
Okay,
the
good
so
morning.
offense?
How are you? How
I'm
you
good.
been?
I hope you guys are doing well. I just wanted to finish this. Like, whenever someone was talking about Jane Daniels, it was like, oh, well, no, stop. Washington finally found their fucking
For
quarterback.
real?
I don't care if they're in our division or
Yes,
not. I'm actually happy for them. I'm going to give them praise for that
me
shit
too.
because it's been over a decade since they had anything. And I want our division to actually be
Fact,
fucking competitive. Okay? Okay. Thank you.
fact.
Damn,
All
I
right.
hear the smack in the
Thank you,
hand.
Miss
I hear
Ace.
you.
I
I
like.
hear you're hitting
Drop
something
that
there.
mic, Ace. Drop that
Hey,
mic,
Ace,
Ace.
hey, Ace.
Drop
So
it.
you got JD5 winning the division. That's what you basically telling
No,
me,
I
right?
don't have a winning division, but I like the fact that we can be competitive and it's not always Dallas and Eagles, Dallas and Eagles. Like that
Well,
is
Yeah,
annoying.
she doesn't want
listen.
to play
I'm gonna
Sam
be I'm
Howell.
gonna be honest with you, right? I think the division gonna come down to the Commanders and Eagles.
It
I
ain't
don't
gonna
even
be
think the
the Eagles
Cowboys.
because Jaden
I
Hurts
don't
We
think y'all
told
gonna
you
make
not
the
that this
playoffs,
summertime
nothing
Ace.
kicking.
right
You ain't
now.
listen.
He's
We already
Hey,
told you.
not
Ace. I
good.
don't think y'all gonna make the
Oh,
playoffs.
congratulations.
Y'all
Congrats.
just signed y'all quarterback
You
and wide
really
receiver for
fucking
nothing.
think I give a shit what you think?
I don't know.
Because
So
I
wait,
really
wait,
don't.
wait, wait, wait. Hold on,
Kicker, I
kicker.
really
Hold,
don't.
hold
I'm
on, kicker.
sorry.
You're saying that the Dallas should not have signed CD and Dak?
That right
I didn't
there.
say that. I didn't say
Well,
that. I said they basically.
you
I said they
just
signed them for nothing because they're not even gonna make the playoffs.
Oh
That's
my
what the
right, but
Cowboy
they
fans
god.
gonna
had
be
to
saying. Oh my
sign both
god.
of them. They had to pay
Oh
both of them.
brother. This is the crap I talk about. If you want to talk about football, talk about fucking football. Like, don't talk about my players that are being signed. Everyone signs everybody, and
We're
unfortunately,
talking about
I mean
unfortunately,
football.
that
What are
that
you
is
talking
Ace. I
about? We're
mean
talking about
that
football.
is kind of
that
football, to be
no,
What the
it's
fair.
not. That
hell?
is like immaturity of saying like, oh, that's just a waste, blah blah. No, it's
No,
not.
no,
Because who
no,
else were we
no. I'm
gonna
gonna
go
be
get?
real with you.
Who else
No,
are we gonna
no.
go
Hey,
get?
Ace, I'm gonna tell you.
All right, we're not going to say it's immaturity. Let's not do that,
You know what's
Yeah,
please.
yo.
immature? For every time the season ends, the first thing come out Cowboys, this is gonna be our season.
Why? I do have a question though. Let's turn the tables here. How come the Dallas Cowboys are always part of the meanies or whatever they're called? They always have them. I thought the Jets had them. Dallas is number one in
What?
that.
And
And
what?
what?
Well, those things like Jerry Jones, all the pictures and all the cowboy things about how they're trash.
Memes.
It's
Oh,
always
that's just because
Dallas.
everyone hates
Sound
Hey,
like
Dallas.
somebody
Oh, the
hey,
dad right
meme.
what's
now,
Everyone
You talking
up?
hates
about
man.
the
Dallas.
What's
meme?
It's
up?
fine.
Hey, Petey, what's up? Belante, I heard you
Hey,
dunked on somebody
yo,
this morning.
Nah, man. You know,
Caleb,
morning.
man,
We're
what
just
up,
having our. I
What's
Caleb?
haven't
up,
even
Petey?
had
How
my
you doing,
morning
man?
spliffy at
I'm
home
I
good,
yet.
just
man.
want to
Hope
say
you're
that
well.
look, the
Yeah.
Cowboys ain't been shit since the Little Giants came out. I mean,
Can we be
hold up,
honest,
what's the name
Kiko?
of that
He
What did
movie?
said
your
that
team
the
do last
little
season?
Hey,
What
Belante,
did
who'd
Lamar
guys,
you
I
do?
dunk
have
on?
three.
Lamar has a
Dang, yo,
winning
what's the name
record
of that
as
movie
Dak
again?
Prescott,
Belante,
and
you
we're
dunked
in the
on
Hello,
playoffs.
C-Web?
What are we?
I ain't gonna
What are we
say his
talking
name,
about?
bro. It
No,
was a
say his
8:25.
Smurf, though. It
name.
was a
Is it
Exactly.
Smurf.
Smurf?
Stop.
It was a
You talking
Smurf.
about
We
C-Web?
talk
I know,
to
I know.
tell everybody at 8:25 we're going back to Jets.
Layup lines with C
C-Web, why
Web.
you say we
Petey,
ain't
you
playing
know we're
nobody?
all degenerates
D
in
Web
our
is
own
always talking
fucking way.
shit.
You expected
They
this in
haven't played
some
anybody.
way, shape, or
Oh
form.
God, C Web just be putting his foot in his
Yeah, I
mouth, bro.
know.
Oh, yes,
Like
man.
you're a Giants
Yeah, I
fan. Just
Might
know.
be
sit on
pretty
the
bad.
floor, be humble, be a nice guy. You're a nice guy. I respect you as a man. You
Yeah,
should be a
family
nice
man.
guy.
Yo,
Just
yo,
be the nice
yo.
guy
To
that
be
you are. When we talking football, sit on
wait,
the
hold
floor
on.
because the
Who's
adults are
that?
talking. You
Belante?
feel me?
I love
Belante.
it.
I will
Love
vouch for C Webb as a person. It's one of the nicest people I've met on this app.
Yeah. On God, he's
No,
cordial as fuck.
beyond on God, because he's that good. This guy, he's a fucking gentleman.
Shit, but I'm a gentleman too,
Yeah,
shit. So it's a lot of
I'm
gentlemen.
sure you are. I'm not saying you're not.
Like
Yeah.
I said
You're
before,
good.
Ask Big
like I
Simp.
said
Ask Big
before,
Simple, bro. That's my dog.
you guys clearly have gotten it right at quarterback. The kid has a lot of potential. All I'm saying is he hasn't been pressured a lot. When the Giants were able to pressure him,
What?
But why
also
why
Hold
hasn't
on,
he
hold
been
on, hold
pressured,
on. Wait,
C
wait, wait.
Web? Because my
Belante,
O line is
calm.
performing at a top
Belante,
5 clip.
calm
has really
down.
good legs.
Yeah,
See,
Yo,
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm
Belante,
gonna go
hold
But
roll
on.
he
up.
also
Belante, do you
too.
let me
have
respond.
coordinators or
Let me
Let
finish
me
my
what do
thought.
you
respond.
have?
Let me finish my thought.
Go ahead,
A
finish.
lot of defensive
Thanks,
coordinators, there's not
Caleb.
a lot of tape on him in the NFL.
Uh
I
huh.
think a lot of defensive coordinators were scared to blitz him and
What?
were
He,
scared to
he
blitz him.
he gets blitz. What are you talking about?
How many times was he pressured with Cincinnati?
They had one of the lowest pressure rates, and now let me respond to that. And when they blitzed him, he
He was
still
sitting
made
back
plays.
for how?
When they blitzed him, he still made plays. You want me to get the bookmarks for you?
Right. And that's fair.
Damn, bookmarks, man. That's nasty, bro.
Yeah, I'll put something in the jumbotron right now. He gets blitzed. He gets pressured,
Mm.
and when he sees it, he throws it. And sometimes when the DB blitzes him and they miss, he's even more dangerous. So he gets
Caleb, I have a
blitzed.
question for you. Would you rather be right or would you rather your team be good?
Rather my team be good. What the hell?
I'm just asking.
I'd rather my team be good, Petey.
Okay, cool. Good.
Yeah,
Me
so
too.
C-Web, go ahead and look at that in the Jumbotron. Yeah,
See, Web, so you like the Ravens this week, right? Good, brother? Thank you.
he was blitzed on over half of his dropbacks, and he was 8 for 12 for 150 yards in those situations. Okay. Yeah, people don't blitz him.
You're also doing comparisons under the Browns, though.
Now,
Again,
see, Petey,
can I say
see,
we
wait,
belong
wait,
in
wait,
Pee
wait.
Wee
See,
fucking
kicker,
football?
you see? Bro, why do people do this? When we beat the Cardinals, oh, they're the Cardinals. Yeah, their defense is atrocious. Their offense was top.
But
Yeah,
so
Yeah,
is
I'm
yours.
a
But
Browns
the
So
fan,
Cardinals
so is
just
though.
beat
yours.
the
Yo. Before we
So is
49ers.
played the
yours. We're
Cardinals,
gonna
bro,
find out
Kyler
this
Murray
week.
had a better
Petey,
passer
can I
We're
rating
gonna
than
find out
Daniel
this
Petey, let
The
me
week.
Daniels.
finish.
Cardinals
He was
beat the
first in the league in
We're
49ers.
gonna
passer rating
find
Let
out
me
before we
this
get
played him.
week.
After we
Yeah,
played him, they not
let
Belante,
the
shit.
hold
guy
on.
finish. Holy
Let me
shit.
get my thoughts off. So when we
Yeah, go
so
ahead.
when
Take
we
the
Just
stage.
played
don't
the
Take the
be
stage.
Car-
just
when
don't
we
be 5 minutes,
I'm
Caleb.
not. So when we played the Cardinals, top 10 in offense, when we held them to under 20 points. Oh, it's the Cardinals. The same team that went toe to toe with the Bills and the same team that held the Lions to under 20 points.
Or the same team that just beat the 49ers.
Yeah, and the same team
Caleb,
that beat the
I am
49ers.
a Browns fan.
Jesus, I'm
I
going
am
to
a
give
Browns
credit.
fan, and I am
The
telling
Thank you,
Browns
you,
were
Ace.
ranked 11th
Yo,
on
it's
defense,
almost
I believe,
Thank
before
you.
we played him.
8:25, and
I
it's
am
All right,
Devontae
telling you,
Adams Day.
Petey, I'm
Like the
done. I just
one
wanted to get
decent piece of
I
the
just wanted
Browns
to
was
address
their
that.
defense before we seen them.
Yeah, so
the Browns have
And,
a great
and we, t-
defense. I
we
will say
ripped that
that,
every
shit
but our
apart
every
and benched
time
offense is
85 with
terrible.
11 minutes to go in
I'm
the
just
fourth.
saying, Petey,
We were playing Marcus
every
Mariota in
time every time
2024. He was
every
running the
time the
read out
Commanders
there.
win, it's always a context. There's always some type
Of
of excuse.
course,
Oh,
because
it's the
you know what,
Browns.
Caleb, I'm gonna be
How
honest.
am
I
It's
I
hate that
because
making
shit.
it?
That shit annoying.
Washington hasn't been good, and now you're good. You guys got your guy. I mean, it's through 5 games, but I think he's the guy. He's nasty. I know it was
Guys,
preseason.
I'm a Browns
I saw him,
fan.
Caleb. I saw him. The one throw he made in
Mhm.
preseason against the Jets. I
Yeah,
was like, damn,
yeah,
bro. This.
Y'all are not
yeah,
you a Browns fan. I would keep that to myself.
All
yeah,
right,
Petey. I
No
appreciate you.
hold
shit,
on.
Sherlock.
I just
All
wanted to
right,
I'm
I just
hold
wanted to
on,
get
stupid.
that
guys. Good
thought off.
morning. It's 8:25. Devontae Adams' watch is official. I want the Jets to get him. Jeff fans, if you want to come up and talk, let's get Devontae. I think the Jets should bring Reddick in too. They got to get this done. Go on a run now. I know they're going to push money back in the cap wise to next year and start voiding years. CJ Mosley's cap hit is ridiculous next year, but let's go. Sorry for the interruption, but
I'm gonna call you Peter Luther King because you got a dream, right? You keep dreaming.
that's actually delayed, kicker. I don't know why that happened.
Actually, that was
That was
perfect. It
crazy.
cut him
Kicker,
off.
do not call him no goddamn Peter
Is
Luther
today
King.
is is today the day?
Is what?
I
Like
think
if
I
the
think
trade
Devontae going to
happens,
the Commanders.
is today the
I
day
mean,
it's
it
I
happening?
should.
hope
They
so, kicker.
technically. Well, because if he gets here, tomorrow's practice, because I know Tuesday the Jets probably got in, during the day yesterday, whenever they got in because of the London flight.
Hey, Petey, why would y'all trade for a player that's hurt though?
But if
I
we
don't even.
trade for Devontae,
I bet you he's not even hurt.
what are we going to do next year with him?
What are we gonna do next year with him? Score tutties.
Now you're going to develop Garrett. You should have Garrett learned under him.
Wait, who's talking here?
Yeah, keep
It was
passing to
Belante. I was
Garrett
saying
because
should
I
be.
love all
No,
those
the other
fantasy
guy
points. Thank you.
that just talked.
Sorry. My name Rez. I'm from Washington D.C.
Oh,
I'm a Jet
Rez.
fan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rez,
I'm a
you've been
Jet
on
fan.
here. What up, man?
Yeah, it was good, man. It was good.
So
A
you don't.
Jets fan in
Yeah,
DC? What
bro.
the
The
hell?
Redskins been losing for
I
like
ain't
the
never
Jets
heard
been
of that
winning in
before.
2010.
Hey, Rez,
Hey, look.
Rez, do you want
He
Devontae
used to be a
Adams on the
Redskin
Jets?
fan. We know the truth.
No, my parents, like, I've been from D.C., like, my whole family, you was either Redskins, Giants, Cowboys, or Eagles out here. Like, that's all it is. Or Baltimore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kiki was
Yeah,
saying. But I wanted to go against the grain, so I picked the Jets, all right? That's all it
that
was.
was a bad
Good for
decision.
you.
Hey, I was young,
God
okay?
bless
I'm
you, brother.
Why
33
y'all
God
now.
bless
hating, bro?
Do
you.
Somebody
you
I've been
wrong
a
with
regret
that
Jet
that
nigga
fan.
decision?
fans.
Hey, look, I've been a Jet fan for
Nah,
for,
nah.
for
Keep
about
it 100.
18
Keep it
years.
100. Do you regret that
At least
decision,
he's
or are you
loyal.
proud of that decision?
I'm proud of it because
He said he's young,
I
so
became a
yeah,
Jet
thank
fan when
you.
they got Brett Favre. So like I was here when all the miracles was happening.
2008.
Yeah,
So you
I was a
actually
kid. Yeah,
became a Jet fan when they actually were good for a
Rez,
couple of years.
yeah. So I didn't know none of this. Like I just
how
found
old
out
were
Yeah,
about
you?
all
say
this
it
as the
again.
years went
Whoever
by.
did that, Belante, do it again.
Listen,
Enough
listen,
is
listen.
Yeah,
Whoa,
enough.
whoa,
yeah.
whoa. The
How
Jets
old
and
were you
good
when you
is
became
a
a Jets
relative
fan?
term now. I watch
Oh
football.
shit, man.
Come
I
on.
mean, look,
Ah,
in 2008, if you watched the Redskins and the Jets, you would think the Jets were good.
Hey, you had Brett
in
Favre.
2008, yeah, they were good until Brett Favre
Yeah.
got hurt
And then they went to the AFC Championship in
2
2010,
years in a row.
those were my glory years. But now I'm a 33-year-old man out of college and stuff, and I see what it is. But I gotta rock with the team. I gotta stay with my team.
Well, respect for you for thugging your
There you
team,
go,
man.
brother.
But it's looking like if you
There
don't
you
figure
go,
this shit
brother.
out
Wait,
within 3 years with Aaron Rodgers, the next 10 years is gonna be ugly.
Hey
Nah,
man, we've been it
so
is
you
what it is.
just got into football when you were like
No,
16 or
no. I
17?
was watching it, but I didn't pick a certain team. Like
Uh-huh.
I wasn't watching football and stuff.
hey,
Mm.
Belante, when I get home, I'm
That
going to
boy was a
call.
Well, I
Lamar
mean, better
Arlington
late than
fan.
never, I
Just
guess.
like
Wait, hold on. Belante, I'm going to get home and I'm going to get an instrumental out, and I want you to do that noise, all right, what you're doing? And then you could start flowing to it, all right? Because that's some good entertainment right there, and that's not a knock. Joseph, you came up here. You're a Jet fan. I want to hear from you. Do you want Devontae Adams?
Of course I do. You know, it definitely brings a different layer to this offense, and it gives Garrett Wilson, a chance to eat in the slot. But man, I feel like we would be 4-1 without, all these terrible drops we've seen in the last two games. I mean,
Yeah,
fucking Lazard, man, he's terrible.
but Joseph, to be fair
That's
though,
that's
all
an
right,
A-Rod
but when
guy.
we talked about Lazard, in the offseason, I would have been happy with 35 catches for 400 yards, and this guy's got 20 catches for 240. So he's on pace. He's having a outperforming of what we expected, honestly. I mean, he's
Well,
been better. He's been better this year by far.
Y'all was shitting on
He's
Lazard. Look what he doing
he's not
now.
worth 11 million in my eyes, but at least he's got chemistry with Rodgers, and that's enough for me. But go ahead, Joseph, keep going.
yes,
Peace.
that is the one thing that Lazard is good at, which is being on pace with Rodgers. But man, you've seen all these third down crucial drops that have stopped potential drives for touchdowns, and I just don't see that as anything more than he's just not a good player. We've known this. We've seen this from last year. I mean, the only reason he has any fucking production is because of Rodgers. Am I right?
You're
Yeah,
100%
I'm not.
correct.
I'm not arguing with you there.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yep.
Just I feel like when you just Devontae Adams is what Alan Lazard is, but he catches these balls. You know?
I mean, I'll go a step further. I mean, Devontae Adams with Aaron Rodgers definitely elevates the offense. He does, because now what do you do when Adams is on the outside? Garrett can cook the middle.
and
We
that's
need
what he's good at.
somebody else. Yeah, Lazard doesn't separate. I know he's been catching balls, and Mike Williams is still working into his own. I wonder who's going to be in the deal, because then the Jets don't play 4 wide receivers because fucking Nathaniel Hackett is awful with personnel decisions. He's awful. And don't get me
He's the
started on
worst.
him. By the way, hold on 1 second, Joe. Guys, if you're in here, if there's people in Florida, I want to, extend my sincere safety to you guys. Please stay
Everybody
safe.
should be throwing up hearts right now.
Yeah, please stay safe. All right. That's no joke. Hopefully, the storm somehow turns. I mean, just stay safe down there. Right. And, if you're on YouTube, we're streaming live on YouTube at Jets Commute right now. So if you can subscribe to Jets Commute on YouTube, we'd
Hey,
appreciate
P, I
that.
got a question for you, good brother.
What's up?
Today's Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Last Tuesday, right, y'all was talking about how y'all playing the Vikings, y'all gonna do all this. I know y'all play Monday night, but why I ain't hear none of y'all say nothing about the Bills yet? Is y'all nervous?
Because we're still mourning. That's what Jet fans do. I'll turn it over Wednesday or Thursday to the Bills.
Well, guess what? Y'all gonna be doing a lot of mourning when y'all don't get that Devontae Adams. I'm telling y'all, he's not coming to the
Okay, so
Jets.
let me ask you. Who is it? Who was it? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't you. No, that was the Brandon Ayuk thing. I hope it's not. But listen, kicker, real quick. It's the Jets, so I expect it. I'm not getting my hopes up. Yes, the name of the space is Devontae Adams watch, but if they don't get him, it's it's same old Jets to me.
Just because you
Typical.
deep fry some shit,
Yeah.
don't mean it ain't shit still, huh?
I can't even comment on that one. Office, you came up here. You in the office or nah?
I get ready to go in the dental office. I'm not really.
Hey, Kev,
Office, what up?
hey, Kev, you got some explaining to do, Kev. I was in a space yesterday, bro, and motherfuckers telling me that you used to be a Commanders fan, good brother. I know that ain't true, is it?
Absolutely not, my brother.
Thank you. I
It
knew
was the
that,
Absolutely
bro.
not.
I
Redskins. It was the
know.
Redskins.
Thank you, Belonte. Thank
Now,
you.
I will say that I highly believe in Jaden Daniels, and I'm happy that he gives the Commanders a chance and that we finally get to play a good Commanders football team. But I enjoy those folks in that space. But
Yeah.
just happy
Chris, are
to
you
be
here?
secondary to those folks.
Wait, hold on. Chris, can you hear me?
Yeah, you got me.
All right, yeah, Chris, good morning. Chris, you brought up something interesting this morning, and C. Webb has been bringing it up, and it's the run game. The Jets have to. I mean, to me, Buffalo, they're okay against the run, but I do think the Jets can do some things against them, and that's going to open up stuff. But Buffalo's defense is good. I'm expecting a 16, 14 type of game, 17, 13, 19, 6 something 3-point game either way.
Ew.
That's what I'm expecting.
That sounds like a
What?
No,
boring
it's
ass game.
Yeah,
AFC
it's going to
East
be a
ass football,
it's
bro.
going to
That shit.
it's going to
Ugh.
it's going to be a defensive
Yo,
battle.
hey, hey, Peter, you really think that their defense is good?
Yes, I
I just got to
do.
ask you that question.
Yes.
Bro, we just put 35 points on them,
Okay.
bro. Like what?
You like yeah. I'm. That's why I'm asking them. Cardinals put up 28. I mean,
Yeah, the Ravens
Well,
just ran
June,
all over them, but it is the Ravens. They do have Derrick Henry leading
Yeah, they
rusher in the
got
league right
fucking
now.
Derrick
June.
Henry and shit. You talking about we put up 35 points like we the same
We
team as
top 3 in everything offense.
Yo, June, let me ask you something, June.
Whoa,
June,
what you mean, bro?
put
put up.
the Bills hate aside for a second. The Bills don't concern you?
I think my own team concerns me because the losses that we took was with the exception of San Fran, the other 2 losses that we took was all self-inflicted. So I'm gonna say as long as we get our shit right, we should be able to handle
Yo,
Buffalo.
Petey, if you can hear me. First off, good morning to everybody.
What's up, Chris?
What's up,
Good
Chris?
morning,
Good
my
morning.
brother.
I don't know how I made it to this seat, but God bless. Thank you, Petey, for the time that I'm in this position. Try and do the best that I can. First off, I see you, my brother Kicker. My brother Kicker is in all his glory. So shout
Yes,
out
he
to you,
is.
number one. Let me get this off my chest. Shout out to Whittle, Petey, and June in Whittle space. Y'all have me rolling. Alan too.
Jesus.
I don't want to forget you. Yeah, I'm telling you. Y'all. Thank you. You are much appreciated. Really, the only offering that I had that maybe I just need to say this. First off, let me answer your question about worries, okay, or concerns. It would be concerning to me, uh, Gregory Rousseau having 54 attempts to get at my quarterback because I seen my quarterback get twisted up like a pretzel last game. So I came to the stark reality late, or early this morning, that almost anything that I'm getting from him is gravy behind that without a rushing attack. I don't care. I shouldn't say that. That's quite emotional. You need to go back to the drawing board from top to bottom with this running game. You're going to get your quarterback hurt.
I agree
I'm
with
dead
you, bro.
serious. I'm dead serious. It's 2 weeks in a row. Okay, and this is the Devontae Adams being added. Not. Let's just say he's already on the team. You're still gonna have to do that. There's a certain part. Okay, you know what? And I'm not absolving Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett because this is y'all offense. Okay. I do understand. I'm gonna give him. He's knocking off a little rust, whatever. Okay, but you know what? Coaches, O line, running backs, y'all got to help a brother out a little bit. Now that's not saying y'all haven't been correct about the passing game and some of this misfirings in the passing game. But this is not complimentary football at all as it pertains to what I was expecting, and maybe that's on me, or maybe what they told me. Maybe I shouldn't have believed you. I thought you was going to play a big boy style that had a running attack. Hey, somebody help me out. But until you get that, y'all not built for it.
Nah, man. Chris, let me comment on that. The fact that you brought up that, like, the Jets don't have an identity. If you would have told me that Aaron Rodgers was going to throw 54 times in the offseason, I would have been like, oh, the Jets are in a shootout. And they scored 17 points. 17. I couldn't imagine that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
I think you guys
It
are
doesn't make
underperforming.
sense. Yeah, I
And
agree.
to his point, yeah, I was because I expected you guys to look better, and at least just looking at, like you said earlier, like 30 minutes ago, looking on paper at your offense and with the killer beast, I would expect you guys to be able to run the ball more successfully and more often than what you have been doing. And then he said the real important thing. I watched Aaron crawling after he got beat up on one of them plays, and I'm looking at it like, bro, like, is this how you're treating your franchise? Like. What's going on? Like,
He said getting twisted like a pretzel.
yeah,
I'm ready to call him Annie
that's your
Rogers. His
whole
new name, Annie
franchise, yo. And you got him
Rogers.
crawling on the ground, hurting, can't get up. So until you could protect your franchise, shit, I don't think you can expect to win or be competent.
The crazy
Hey Chris, let me ask. Hey
Morgan
Chris, let me
Moses
ask you a question
killed
real
us all.
quick, Chris. Hey Chris, so I'm gonna be real with you, right? I feel like Brees Hall is kind of the problem. Like y'all got to get him going to open up the offense more. If you get what I'm saying, right? Because like he been struggling
That
the
doesn't
last
make
2
him a
weeks, good
problem,
brother.
no kicker. That makes
No, but I'm
that's the
saying,
coordinator. That's on Hackett. That's on the O line.
I mean, yeah, but you just gotta get creative to open
I
up
think
some run games for him, like maybe some
Yo,
tosses.
kicker, slow down 1 second. Check what you just said. I hate to even say this. You said you got to get creative, and I'm thinking Nathaniel Hackett. Am I
You
the
don't
only
think
one who
creative
thought
in the
that?
yeah? You don't think creative when you think Nathaniel Hackett?
And again, but let me ask you: do you think that the offense is somewhat, just a tad bit, unimaginative,
Yes.
Yeah.
especially in the run game?
I agree. I agree.
I'm only talking about the run game
He's
because
got to stop being submissive to Aaron Rodgers. That's half the problem too. He's submitting to Aaron
Well,
Rodgers' voice.
that ain't gonna stop.
I
We know
mean the
that.
one thing,
No, sir. It
and
definitely won't.
unfortunately he's not here. I was, Hexkin made a good point. Aaron Rodgers has complete control over this offense. Are we agreed in that?
I believe so.
And he made me actually think that, well, guess what? If he doesn't like that run play and that formation, can he check out of it?
Yeah, but
He can do
Chris,
whatever he
but
wants,
here's my
bro.
problem. This is my problem. And again, listen, I make points that are not correct all the time. So I'm not going to sit up here in the host chair and, I'm, you know, right. I'm not right about every Jets take. I'm not. But what concerned me in the offseason, and we beat it to death, I brought up to Mark and June and all you guys, the biggest problem I had is, can Hackett have the right personnel on the field? And when you have just Garrett Wilson and then Xavier Gibson and you're running it's just so infuriating. Like, he doesn't know what to do. Hackett, he just doesn't. The change has to be made. I don't know if they have the guy here, but just get somebody, whether it's Jefferson. Ron Middleton's been in the NFL for 30 years coaching. He was the freaking Senior Bowl coach, for crying out loud.
Hackett is the
Do
biggest issue for
something.
sure. Hackett
Do
can't hack it.
something. Sorry about that. That's my little rant. I know Jones is at work, Rez. Give me a second here. Go ahead, Jones. I know you're at work. You're up.
Chris, do y'all believe that you see Brees's only good run was a pitch instead of a halfback dive that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 11
And
yards. And you know what,
yep.
Jones,
Mhm.
he literally almost broke that run, too. That was almost a
And
touchdown.
and then they didn't run it again. And then secondly, people gotta you need to hold Aaron Rodgers accountable. This off even though the run game hasn't been good, the pass protection has been decent. It has been average to above average, especially when we know what real bad offensive line play is. That dude just simply isn't delivering the ball on time. He's skittish feet, which is given. He's coming off an Achilles. He's taken a few hits, especially that one game he just got destroyed by Harrison Smith. That type of stuff resonates in a quarterback's head. It doesn't matter how old you are. But bro, our offensive line is playing good in pass pro. I'm not trying to hear that anymore about, oh, we're not protecting him. Yes, we are. They're protecting him good enough. If he gets the ball out on time, things are working good. And he needs to hit Garrett Wilson. He's missed Garrett Wilson on 2 to 3 touchdowns this year. Is that not correct? Like, he's either overshot him or it just hasn't been there. He missed Conklin in the rain. Who cares it was raining? He's missed Conklin. Conklin would have took that an extra 15, 20 yards up the field if he hits him in stride. Hold him to the same accountability of as y'all was killing Zach Wilson, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not there yet with Rodgers because I just can't put him on the Zach Wilson level. But the way the Jets played this week, 17 points. The defense is ranked number 2, Jones. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. It's crazy, bro, because like I said, if you would have told me after beating the Patriots the next 2 games, we'll have a chance to walk down the field with Aaron Rodgers and in the game, I would have signed up for that every time. Every single time. That's why we brought him here. Even if he had 3 interceptions, he still had a chance to win the game. Like,
I
that's all I'm
agree.
saying. And
And
even if he doesn't throw that pick, man, like, the game is still in hand. The Vikings didn't do anything special. Out of all those pass
no,
interferences we gave them, they didn't do anything special at all.
Jones, you're right. They didn't. The Jets, they scored. They had 2 field goals in the second half. That's it. And this is why, guys. I understand people are done with Salah, but at least solid. You know, their defense is still legit. And is it people didn't criticize Ulbrich as much as they should have in the beginning when we were losing, and now the Jets lost the other day to Denver, and they gave up 33 points in 2 games, and you didn't win either of them. It's a joke.
BD, check out this stat my son threw at me. Yo, the Jets have the same amount of points that they had through week 5 of last year.
I saw that. Wait, Hexican, hold on. Dante, you came up here. I haven't heard from you. How you doing, man? Good. Thanks for
What's
coming
up,
up.
PD? Hey, no problem, man. It's good to hear from y'all, man.
What up? What's
It's
on your
always good to
mind?
hear from. Listen, man. This is my thing with the Aaron Rodgers thing, right? What people got to understand is that Aaron has always had guys that can separate, and everybody seems to forget that. Jordy Nelson's, Greg Jennings, Devontae Adams. He has guys that can separate. Garrett Wilson is a very good separator, but he's better off slated in the slot. The Jets for the past 2 years have been trying to go out and get a receiver. They just haven't gotten it done. They've been trying to get Devontae for 2 years as well. They haven't gotten it done. And another thing on that Devontae Adams, no, Devontae will be a Jet before, I'll give y'all the number, before 4 p.m. today. I got a guy, so he already told me. 4 p.m. Devontae's a Jet. That Baltimore talk is done. He's not going to the Saints. All that's done. He'll be a Jet by 4 o'clock.
Yeah, make sure you're in this space tomorrow too when it don't happen. All right.
I guarantee you. Look, before 4 o'clock, it's already done. He already over here already.
Cause
Trust me.
look, bro, I ain't gonna lie. This kind of remind me during the summer, right? Remember with Justin Fields, this and that. I forgot the dude's name. He came in there talking about, I bet everybody $1,000 Justin Fields still gonna be a Bears quarterback. And I ain't gonna lie, bro, I ain't see that motherfucker since.
Nah,
Wait, there
bro, I
wasn't no
promise you.
$1,000 bet here.
Yeah, look,
No.
I
I'm talking about in
promise
this
you.
other space. I'm talking about in the other space,
I
Speedy.
promise you, man. This source is never wrong, bro. He's always on. He's always on point, bro. He'll be a Jet probably before 4 p.m. today. But listen, just on that quick point, bro, the Jets need separators. So Hackett is a problem, absolutely. Some of those plays you're looking at the design is trash. But we don't have anybody that can win a route. We have nobody that can win a route. So when you go and get Devontae Adams and you're allowed to now take Garrett, start to motion him in the slot, move him around, now you'll start to see a little more creativity. Right now, there's nothing Aaron can do. He put a game-winning drive in Alan Lazard's hands and he dropped it. So why are we comparing Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers and saying we got to hold Aaron accountable? He gave him the game and Lazard dropped him. So once we get our guys on the field, once we get a Devontae Adams next to Garrett Wilson, the whole offense will change. You can't bring a safety in the box no more. Everything will open up, fellas. Just like A. Ross said, man, we gotta relax, fellas. We gonna be good. We gonna be good. We getting that W Monday night too.
No, I get what you're saying, Dante, and thanks for coming up. Guys, 1 second here. June, you here? Chris, you here?
Yeah,
June?
I'm good.
Oh, June, I don't know if June stepped away or not, but even with the losing, we still gotta do the regular program stuff. So
This is Fireman Ed, and you're listening to Jets Commute, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Jet fans, let's rock MetLife Stadium this year. J-E-T-S, Jets, 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 go Jets.
all right, y'all, continue. CB, go ahead.
You know, you caught me off guard with that because I was expecting to hear the trumpets, bro.
Oh
I'm not
well,
even gonna lie to you.
wait. Hold on here. Hold on. By the way, I will be at Citi Field today. I'm going to a Mets playoff home game, first one since 2016. I am treating myself, and I am going because I need a Jets break.
Let's go,
That's all
Phillies.
right, man. A Baltimore fan rooting for Philly, that's wild.
Hey, I gotta go where I place my bet at, man. Like the Phillies money line today, you know.
Hey, yo, let's go to the hands. It's Office and then CB.
Wait, hold on, Chris, real
Right?
quick. There it
All right.
is.
There we go. Hey. Hey.
Hold on, let it just give me 10 seconds. Let it kick in.
Tip, let me kick in.
Bill Cosby used to say that same thing.
Yes, go ahead. You're good.
Yo, you know I can't with y'all. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning, man. And you know what?
Buddy, getting crazy.
You know somebody is. Ooh, go ahead, office.
Again, yeah, Office, thanks for coming on. Again, we're on YouTube Live, people. So if you can subscribe to Jets Commute on YouTube, we're live right now on YouTube.
What's up, YouTube people? It's the boy Trippy from Baltimore,
That's
man. You know
right.
what's going
My
on,
man
man.
from
You know,
Baltimore might be up here.
shout out Jets Commute,
Yeah,
man. You know,
might be up here for the Seahawks Jet game. He should be up here for the Giants Baltimore
hey,
game. Let's go.
only if they flex the Ravens and Eagles game, I'll be there week 14. Well, whatever week
Hey,
that is,
Chris, go
13.
to the hands,
Go
Chris.
ahead. Sorry about that for all the interruptions.
Say that again, June.
I said, go to the hands, Chris.
Oh yeah. Office been waiting for a while. Then I know CB and then Jones, right?
Yes, sir. Office, man.
Office. Good morning,
I can't
good
believe we
brother.
call people Office and people
Hey,
respond.
Kev, you there,
Wild.
Kev?
All
Kev,
right,
are you there?
CB, go ahead. CB. There you are.
Nah, I was just
CB
gonna
came
say,
off
like, I
mute.
understand
All right.
what Jones is trying to. Do you hear me?
Yeah, it's on delay.
Yeah, I got you. You going now, CB?
Hear me? Okay. No,
You-
like, hear me?
I got you.
Nah, I'm gonna be quick. I understand what Jones is saying, but like, come on, to say Zach Wilson, that's a crazy comparison. Like,
My fault. I
I'm
wasn't saying
sorry,
he's
this
Zach
dude
Wilson.
had one game. No, I know. I'm saying though, you saying hold him to that same standard. It's like, yo, can we let this dude settle in? It's the first 6 games. The run game has been non-existent. What quarterback functions without a run game? Like, there's none. And second, where the buttons? Where the free releases at the same time? Rodgers has to be better. O-line has to be better. And Rodgers got to get up to the line a lot faster, bro. This whole snapping it in zeros, clock is messing Titman up, setting the protections. It is letting these receivers. You changing stuff at what? 4 seconds left in the play clock? Like, nah, come on, man. You got to get this operation a lot cleaner. That's all I'm saying.
Is anybody else talking besides CB?
No.
I have a quick question for everybody, and I know it's early, and I'm not looking for but if the offensive line doesn't improve, do you now put Xavier Newman in at center and switch? As far as does somebody does that happen? I'm just asking. Like, is there going to be any changes?
So you
No,
benching? Who you benching?
but
Titman?
No,
to me, they're
no.
not getting
Nah,
beat. It's
you
not like
tipping
they're
the
getting
guard,
beat
and
physically. They just
you bench Simpson.
miscommunication.
Yeah, I'm just asking. I'm not trying to put a narrative out there. I'm just asking a question. Does anything happen with changes? Because I was the first person to say with all those pre-snap penalties, what are you going to do at the offensive line? You're just going to you can't really bench an offensive lineman, but I mean, what do you do?
You change out
If
Keith
things
Carter.
don't change. Well, that's one of the things. I agree with that. Him and
Hey,
Hackett can go.
PD, I'll wait till at least if Moses comes back and it gets back to week 1, 2, and 3, then I wouldn't bench anybody because I think somehow Morgan Moses just makes the run game better off rip. But
Yep. By the way, shout out to some of the listeners. I see Reggie in here. What up? Nikki, what's up? Yuji, what up? Mark's in the listener section. Mark Torres, Bill Fond.
Wait. Reggie's in here?
Yeah, I see my man as in Jay-Z's voice. Tom Ford is in here.
Wow, I'm glad Reggie's okay because I haven't seen him since week
Yeah,
2.
Reg's been quiet, but it's cool, man. I like when he's marinating. Reg, stay safe down there, all right, bro? I know you're in South Florida, but again, who's ever in the Florida region
Marinating is
in
crazy.
here, please. Yeah. Pause, CV. I didn't mean it like that, CV. But yeah, I know a couple of people in here from Florida. Please stay safe down there. Please, it's going to get ugly. So please, stay safe, people. Sad Jack Calendar, what up? Long suffering Jeff fan, Geo, Ron. All right, continue, guys. Jones, go ahead.
Nah, I was just gonna respond to CB. I wasn't necessarily all right. Take that back. He's not Zach Wilson or hold him to the standard, but it's just like, buddy, they throw to Garrett Wilson right there. The one to Conklin in the rain. It's just like we needed you for those. We need you for them throws, and those are game winning throws right there. And obviously he's not getting help from his guy Lazard with dropping balls and stuff. But it's just like, man, in the short stuff, I was watching the Cincinnati game, and I know these guys are different than our team, but in the Ravens game, it's like they run simple concepts on first down just to get 3 or 4 yards, which is a catch, like just a little stick route to a tight end or a little in route or an out route. Like they was killing with the choice routes, but and then they'll just leave it. Like Garrett Wilson and Lazard were doing okay with the choice routes, and they'll just leave it and throw a sideline back shoulder. Like that's not something you go. I literally know when a back shoulder is coming. Like it's very predictable. It's not hard. It seems like it's easy to tell with him. I mean, I'll give it 2 more weeks, but it's just like, man, I'm not trying to see no more. It's in our hands at the end of the game, and then we come up short because you have to start looking at the QB in those situations.
Yeah, I get it, Jones. But to me, I mean, I can't write Aaron Rodgers off. And I know you're not writing Aaron Rodgers off. I'm just saying, like, I'd rather have him on the field. And listen, maybe he isn't the same guy he used to be. But man, this is a tough
And
pill to swallow 2 weeks
and
in a
and,
row with a
and what
game-winning
happened?
drive on the line.
And what happened to him demanding his guy on the field? Because I was reading something about one time he told the coach Aaron Jones, "Get me him on the field." Brees Hall isn't working. He's giving Brees Hall that death stare every few seconds. Put in Braylon Allen, man. Just demand that he comes in on certain downs. What happened to that?
I agree. But then we put in Braylon Allen on the 3rd and 2, 4th and 2, and he got nothing, Jones. So when does it change? Everybody was screaming.
You're
I
right though.
mean,
That's funny.
yeah.
You do. For me, I'm sorry to interject, but PD, you do have to bring up that little film that Dan Orlovsky pulled up of that play. Your man, why is your man 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage? Now,
Yeah.
again, please, somebody, please, anybody, throw up an emoji, do whatever you need to do, DM me. If you feel like he should be lined up that deep behind the line of scrimmage, okay, having to get 2 yards, and I guess this is more to me in terms of play concept. And Hexagon and we were talking about this yesterday, and I brought this up, and I'm glad Hexagon is here because I said, you know what, Hexagon had a point. He said if Rodgers didn't like that, type of play where he's lined up that deep, and if I'm not mistaken, Rodgers is in the pistol. And again, I don't know the concept, whether that's, that's the play you run to set up, if you're in if the same situation later in the game or later in the season, whatever. But his point was kind of taken. This is your complete offense. If you don't want that man that deep, pause,
Yep.
in the backfield, then you need to audible out that.
Yeah.
See, now this is where, if you want to bring up Zach Wilson doesn't have that experience, that gravitas, that you don't have the acumen, whatever you want. Throw it all in there.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of him having ownership of the offense, and you know what, maybe this is an uncomfortable thing to bring up, because not only as a fan base have we discussed Nathaniel Hackett from the time he was an idea or bait to bring. I hate to say it this way, bait to bring it. Rodgers here, right? You've probably heard it from other fan bases, who told you, yeah, you're not going to be able to overcome that. Coaching is key. Let me just be specific, and I'll end with I really only came here for the running game. The running game is disgusting. From damn near almost, conception to execution, from top to bottom, front to back. But again, if it's just me, it's just me. Hitmonrez, you got your hand up?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say one thing that
please
goes
stop
on
me
with
from
that.
Rambling.
On that 4th and 2 drive, yo, as the weeks went by, how many times have we even ran out of the pistol formation? Now that you brought that up,
not a lot. I mean, it was bad. Office, we see your hand up now, but that was a bad call. Like, why is Aaron Rodgers in a pistol formation?
We probably used that formation 2 times the whole season, and then that made the 3rd time. We haven't used it.
I mean, we even did a RPO with Aaron Rodgers against Denver, which is wild. It's crazy, and it worked.
That was funny. I actually hope they bring that out like on a 4th and 1 one day, and he gets it.
No, because I could see him trying to get, and he gets clobbered, bro. That's all we need.
Listen, not for none. Aaron Rodgers did that in Green Bay.
We gotta run that when we up like 14 or something.
Did Aaron Rodgers run a lot of RPOs when he was in Green Bay?
I don't know if he ran a lot of them, but I've seen at least 2 that he's ran in Green Bay. 1 for a touchdown.
Yeah, I feel like they ran a good bit of them, like to the bubble screens, the RPOs. Like, where did that go? I know Matt LaFleur was the play caller there, but he was comfortable
Jones,
with
there's
that.
just no creativity. Jones, I haven't heard you laugh like that in a while. Jones, there's no creativity. It's the same, like a pistol. You have Aaron Rodgers doing RPOs. Yes, it worked, but it's Hackett is just so bad. And again, I'm going to repeat myself. I know fans are out on Salah, and I get it, but come on, Nathaniel Hackett is by far a worse football mind than Robert Saleh. And if you disagree with me, I'm sorry. I will fight on that hill to the end. By the way, Jeff fans, I have a quick question. What would you grade Aaron Rodgers right now? I would be between a C and a C plus. That's where I'm at. I don't know, June, you want to answer that just grade wise? And we go around. I'll get Mark in here too before we get to the hands. June, what do you think? I don't know if you can hear me. Chris, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I'd give it a C plus.
All right, Rez. Yo.
Yeah, I give it a high C plus, somewhere around that.
All right,
he's playing above average.
Hexagon.
Yeah, I think it's like more like a B plus, bro. At the end of the day, bro. Again, man, if Lazard makes that catch in the end zone, he's leading the league in the NFL TDs, and we're winning that game. Like there's 1 or 2 plays in the last 2 weeks that if they go a different route, we're 4-1 and we're not complaining about anything, bro. At the end of the day, we had a chance to win both of those games, and I think going forward with the experience and just the offensive line just gelling and continuing to fight, that those L's those turn into W's later on, bro. No doubt, bro. Keep it going, bro. Just it's the offensive line, bro. Like we wanna blast Hackett, fine. Blast Hackett all you want. We've been blasting him for 2 years now. Nobody thinks that he's good, fine. But if you guys look at it, it wasn't Hackett, bro, that lost that game again, bro. Like, you guys want to dwell on that 4th and 2, fine, bro. But, Rodgers made a hell of a throw in the end zone where Lazard was completely covered. and it was a tough catch for him because he has to turn around because it's a back shoulder catch. But if he catches that, he's leading the leagues in TDs, bro.
Yeah,
He's leading the league in
Hexican.
TD catches.
I know you're
I
cooking
want the
here. Let me
Lazard
just.
hate to go away. I want the
Yeah, let
Lazard
me.
hate to go away because if it wasn't for Lazard, what would Rogers' stats
He's
really
still.
look like?
He's still got to catch the ball. Just grades real quick, and then we'll get everybody in here. Mark, what do you think? And then Buckeye. Mark,
Hello,
just
good morning.
grades. Good, just grades. Good
Oh,
morning.
grade only? B.
Yes. Okay, Buckeye.
The man needs help. Folks saying he's old and whatever. He's had 2 injuries in 2 games. Like, he looked. Aaron Rodgers in New England wasn't a fluke. They lost Morgan Moses and he's banged up right now. Like, I don't understand. I mean, now folks are coming out of the woodwork to say this guy is washed up. I just don't. I saw a guy walk away from the blue tent to get back on the field to give his team a chance to win. Like, I don't care what you think about the guy personally, whatever. Like, if you're like that, he's a tough SOB. Like, if you're not getting behind your quarterback, I don't know what you're doing.
If Lazard catches that TD, we're talking a different game. If he hits Wilson on that freaking stop and go, we're talking a different
that's
game.
on that's on
that
Rodgers, that one.
that is
Hold
on
on one
Rodgers. That is
second.
on
Buckeye,
Rodgers.
what's your grade on Rodgers?
Right now, I'm lower. I'm C minus.
F.
I'm C minus, and I'll tell you why. And I know the Lazard slander, but we know Lazard drops. He was dropping in Green Bay, and that's Aaron's guy. Aaron's targeting him, so it comes with what he wants. So I'm going C minus right now. He could course correct, but C minus for me.
CB, can you get in here?
C plus.
Okay. Giambi already said an F.
Of course.
I mean, of course. I mean, guys, let's call a spade here. And you know what? And everyone's attacking the coach. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and defend the coach. I'm just not. I think it's obvious that he needs to go. But he does an excellent job of keeping this defense up to par. The defense played excellent. They gave up 16 points. Aaron Rodgers threw 3 fucking interceptions, 2 coming that actually came back to bite them in the ass. He threw the pick 6 to Van Dinkle, or whatever the hell his name is. And then the last play of the game, he threw that
Van
ball.
Dinkle is crazy. It's Van Winkle, but go
Well,
ahead.
yeah, whatever.
Yo, but an
You say
F,
tomato, I say
for the
tomato.
whole year, an F.
Well, yeah, I will because
For the
honestly, you
whole
want to
year.
know something? I've
Let
never
him
seen.
talk. Let me hear this.
I've never seen so many wide receivers look off and just there. Between this game and the Denver game, I'm not exaggerating. There must have been at least 12 balls where he threw the ball and the wide receiver wasn't even in the same zip code. Something is clearly off here, and honestly, I think at the end of the day, you have to tie it to the Nathaniel Hackett because I just think he's a stooge for Aaron Rodgers. I do. But something's going on here. It's crazy. I've never once in his career seen him be so off target with so many different wide receivers and not have a clue. Not have a clue. It's bad.
But how you know that that's him? How you know that that's not the wide receivers running messed up routes?
Well, let's be honest. Who's the guy that has the most sway and has the big dick syndrome in the fucking New York Jets organization? Who's the guy who pretty much is on equal playing field with the coach and yells at the coach in public? This is all on him. This is the Aaron Rodgers show, whether you like it or not. And unfortunately, that's a deal we all agreed to take when we wanted him here. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I never wanted him here. It's Aaron Rodgers. I thought, but he's a shell of himself. He really is, and
But
it's
Giambi,
very concerning.
there's levels to this. So if he's an F, what was Zach Wilson? There is levels. So
A Z.
No, an F's too harsh. I get what you're saying.
Zach Wilson was non-existent, baby.
See, Giambi, I'd ask you this question. Comment on the running game for me, please. I know how you feel about. Yeah, okay.
It's dog
That's
shit.
it.
But Giambi,
it's absolutely dog shit.
Chris, what? Let me piggyback off of that real. I'll be quick. Giambi, if you would have told me in the offseason, which I bragged about Aaron Rodgers to no avail, I'll admit that. If he threw 54 times and the Jets scored 17 points, I would have screamed at you. I can't believe it. 17 points on 54 throws?
Well, Pete, there's a problem here, right?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback. You got Garrett Wilson. You got Brees Hall as your running back. They added Mike Williams to the wide receiver room. You had Lazard coming back, which say what you want. He was a schmuck last year, but this year, he's back with Rodgers, the guy who pretty much made his entire career. You have this revamped offensive line that we were all happy about. Tyron Smith. I never liked John Simpson. I know you did, but whatever. You got Joe Tippmann. You got Elijah Vera Tucker. You brought back Morgan Moses. There is something seriously, seriously, seriously flawed here
It's
that's rooted.
coaching. It's coaching on the offensive side because look, the defense hasn't had any changes. The Jets gave up 16 points last week.
And say what you
16.
want about the defense. And again, Salah's the head coach. He's not the defensive coordinator. They lost Jermaine Johnson. Hassan Reddick never came through the door. C.J. Mosley's been injured. They've had a lot of blows to the defense, yet Salah's still being able to develop and keep these
Giambi, they're
defensive
number
players on
two
board.
they're number 2 ranked in the
I know,
NFL.
I know, but this offense, you cannot
It's
be taken.
dreadful. It's dreadful. And I brought up the question before. Do you seriously think about maybe, putting Xavier Newman in there? And moving Tippmann. Not benching Tippmann. I'm not saying benching Tippmann,
There's an
but
Xavier Newman joke there, but I'll let it go. Go ahead.
what do you do? Like, that's my question. I know people got their hands up, but Mark, I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
Do you
yo,
think there's
Petey,
change?
go to the hands. I got to think about that one for a second, at least
Yeah.
me.
Well, yeah. I mean, is there going to be
Before I,
any
before,
Can I
change?
say something?
Yeah.
I don't
Go
know.
ahead, and
I
then
don't
we'll
know
get to
about.
The
offense.
idea that Aaron Rodgers is skipping the ball off the turf with like a receiver not there, it's not. I mean, I don't want to be insulting.
Mark, it's
Like
happened like
it's a
20
comeback.
times.
I'm trying to tell you, like it's called a comeback route, and the receiver's got to go to a certain depth and plant and be in this West Coast scheme. You're supposed to be in a certain spot at a certain time, and if you're not there, or you're not on the same page with your quarterback, it's not right. And I would encourage you to watch. I can't remember who asked. I think it was either Mooch or Kurt Warner asking Matt Ryan about what it means to be quarterback and what would you do if receivers aren't on the same page as your quarterback. Watch that clip of Matt Ryan talking about you need to get on my page. Like, I'm running this offense. You need to be where I need you to be. That's how this offense functions. The wide receivers aren't driving the bus. The quarterback is. He needs help. So if you think that Aaron Rodgers, like a ball skips off the turf and a wide receiver is 5 yards away, like Gibson not understanding, and you think that's Aaron Rodgers' fault? That
Mark,
Gibson's
it'd
not
be
running the
one thing
route
if
the
it
way
was
that the
happening two,
quarterback
three,
does? I
but
question your
Mark,
football knowledge. I hate to pull
Mark,
like that.
well, you can question my football knowledge all you
No,
want,
he's
but if
not.
it would be
He's
one
not
thing if it
saying.
happened
But
two, three, or
right.
four times, it's happened like 20 times the last two games.
Yeah,
Like
but
they just look
Giambi,
completely
but
off on a different
all right.
island
But
completely.
hold on here. To be fair, though, I know Rodgers. It's 5 games in, but he's been practicing with them for now 2 years. They should all be on the same page, in my opinion. And I don't think the receivers are good enough. I don't think Gibson's good enough.
In a
Garrett
normal
Wilson's.
circumstance, I would agree more with Mark. Yes, it's on the coaches and the wide receivers to get into the right spot. But given who Aaron Rodgers is, he's countless time and time again. He talks about, oh, we're going to do this, the we mentality. Let's be honest, he pretty much thinks that he's the head coach, the way he talks and the way he just acts or whatever. I'd expect him to actually take the time to talk with these guys to help the coaches fix the problem. Because clearly, this coaching staff is a bunch of Pee Wee level coaches. Okay. There's no disputing that. But at the same time, as you just said, Pete, he's been here for 2 years. I don't understand why this is still a problem. It's not like Aaron just got here. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And to Mark's point, though, I mean, him skipping balls, I'm sorry, that's not on the coach. It's not. But here my counterpoint. Why isn't there? Everybody was complaining that we lost Jermaine Johnson. Where the defense is still okay, which is crazy. Like the defense is ranked number 2 without C.J. Mosley, Jermaine Johnson, Hassan Reddick. Michael Carter's been hurt most of the year. off and on, and they're still up there. So it's definitely the coaching on the offensive side. Office, I'm sorry, and Vino, you guys have been waiting. My bad.
All good, brother. Vino, please go if you'd like to go first, sir. It's no big deal.
All right, if you want to do that, Vino, what up, Mr. Patriot?
How y'all doing, man?
Good,
About to
man.
say, first thing, I think y'all are actually being a little too hard on Rogers. I'm not gonna lie to you. There are some things that he can do better, like skipping balls on simple layup passes, like the swing routes on the outside to the running backs and whatnot. But there's a major problem y'all got in coaching wise on the offensive side of the ball when it comes to Hackett versus everybody else's defensive coordinators. Because Brian Flores right now is putting on a master class so far this season, and Hackett is possibly a bottom three OC in the league, and that it really showed. The points you guys put up was basically off the brilliance of Aaron Rodgers, extending plays and making stuff happen. And I think it kind of gets lost in what you guys are talking about here. Like Brian Flores is one of those ones, like people forget, I guess, that he held the Rams to 3 points in the Super Bowl in that season that Jared Goff had them as one of the top offenses in the league. And I mean, just because of what happened in Miami, people kind of just shunned him off and whatnot. And he'll probably never get a head coaching job again for it. But at the end of the day, he's going to go ahead and make a defense lock you down. I mean, he was with the Steelers last year and he did the same thing with them. And they missed TJ Watt for over half the year. So he'll work with anybody, and also he's got Gilmore with him over there too, which kind of played a part. Even though Garrett Wilson got off, he's going to trust his guys that he's worked with before to go ahead and make plays happen for him, just like Rodgers is going to trust his guys. So if there's anything you guys need to take from that game that happened on Sunday and the game before, you got to get guys that are familiar with with Rodgers to go ahead and make shit happen. And right now for you guys, it looks like it's Devontae Adams or bust at this point.
Good point, man. Vino, I think there's run game coordinators that are better than Hackett as an offensive coordinator.
Oh yeah, and
You,
he lacks in many areas, man. There's
I
no
mean, you're
there's
being nice. Bottom three. I don't even think he's bottom three. You know, oh my gosh, he's just so bad. This guy.
well,
And no
PD.
wonder why Denver got rid of him. Within a year.
And PD,
I
one
mean,
more thing about
good.
to say is there's a lack of motions outside of what Rogers calls to figure out the defense. There's nothing where you're going into anything with anybody in full speed to go ahead and try to beat man coverage on like a pick play with a wheel or anything like that. Everything is just I'm gonna show you what you have. There's nothing, to try to go ahead and misread a defense. There's no misdirection. And I think that's really where you guys are messing up at. Because if you can go ahead and make those linebackers have to think and be flat footed for just a little bit,
Exactly.
it opens up so much for your offense.
Though
And there's
Vino,
none of
that
that
just
going on
that.
right now.
Listen, I know you're a Patriot fan, but this is why I like talking to other people on the outside. Like,
Yeah.
look, Brees Hall in Game 1. You made me
Isn't
think
this
of
the Jet
some.
space? I'm just
Uh,
kidding.
yeah, it's not a Bills space today, but we will get into the Bills. At
But
some
nah.
point.
But no, I do
What
believe
you were
though.
saying, what you were saying is the fact that what Brees Hall went up to Rodgers and said, if that linebacker's on me, throw me the ball, and he did. I think the communication now is stopped. It's not good because you're losing. One win changes this whole thing, guys. One win.
And
I'm
offense
telling
one
you.
offense, one last thing I'm gonna go ahead and make a point on. I think if you guys honestly get rid of Salah, it's gonna go ahead and unravel the entire defense personally. That's just my personal opinion because what he's been able to do with what you guys have been depleted by right now, like he has Sherwood looking like he's been in the league for a couple years right now. Like when Sauce went down last game, you had
Yeah,
other guys who were making plays. If you guys go ahead and get rid of Solomon, I think that the whole
The,
thing
the
will
the
just
only
be for
way he's
nothing this
going would
season.
be an Ulbrich interim situation, and that wouldn't hurt the defense at all.
yes.
That's the only
Here's
situation that's solid would be gone this year during the season.
Yeah, I agree. But here's another thing real quick. I think Jamie and Sherwood's gonna get like a Quincy Williams contract next year. I think he should get like a 3 year,
Pete,
16,
Petey,
$15 million.
for the
Good.
sake of how everyone's playing, I think no, and I'm not taking a slight at you. I think no one wants to hear about these guys getting paid right now.
No, I hear it. I hear you, but what are you gonna
I,
do?
I,
Are you gonna keep Mosley next
I
year?
think
Like
if
I don't
if
wanna
this team doesn't turn things around, right, as a team, it's not about signing everyone, paying everyone. It's about like probably blowing.
Blowing.
Yes, it's definitely a
Yeah,
blowing things the fuck up.
but Buckeye, if he comes back, Rogers, you're still going to blow everything up. You can't.
I just want to get and win against Buffalo, man.
I get it.
Beat
I get it.
Buffalo, and yes, these conversations will feel so. I don't care if it's a 2-0 game on a safety. Just beat Buffalo, course correct, and reset the season. That's all.
I agree, and we're in first
Does anyone
place.
have an injury update on Morgan Moses?
No, I think he's got a shot to play this week. To be honest, it's just my
There's a direct.
I don't have an update, but
Pete, I'm saying this because I understand O-line isn't sexy, but there's a trend line between the Jets not being able to run the football, getting blown off the ball, and the rest of it connected to the Morgan Moses injury. The Jets rushed for 1.7 yards a carry against Minnesota. Aaron Rodgers had 54 attempts because they forced him to do something in that game, yet we're flunking Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what to tell you.
Thank you, Mark. Man, me and you on the same page, bro. Fix that freaking offense.
And he didn't play perfectly. I'm not absolving him. I'm not saying, look, the outside throw to, I wish he would have got that throw. I wonder if he's playing hurt and that affected him stepping through the throw. He sailed one on Lazard. I mean, he did not play perfect by any stretch.
Mark, you're telling me you don't think he doesn't look like a shell of himself?
Well, I don't have the
banged up.
Without being insulting.
Let him.
Without being insulting, I'm looking at all the games, not just the most recent game. He looked very good against New England, and now folks are leaping. People can't insult New England fast enough to try to discredit Rodgers' performance in that game. It's wild to me because it doesn't really matter. National people were saying, you know what? It didn't matter what kind of team he played against. He was escaping pressure in the pocket. He was fully healthy, escaping pressure in the pocket. He distributed the ball to 8 different receivers. 5 of those folks had 3+ receptions. He looked like a professional quarterback.
Okay, what about the Denver
now he's
game?
washed.
What about the San Francisco game?
Do me a favor, Mark, if you can hear me. Excuse me. I swear to you, you're right on point. Don't let nobody get you off your square. Keep talking about that running game. Because at the beginning, at the end of the day, please, somebody refute that the rushing attack is the most inefficient part of the Jets' whole operation, offense and defense. I'm wrong? Okay.
I want to see what NFL QB.
My nose disagrees with you, Chris. Pause.
Whatever day that is, let's not let these dudes get off scot-free.
Accountability.
I was here for one thing today. I'm not getting off this rushing attack.
Right, Mark and Chris, you guys bring up great points, and I don't think it's talked about enough because listen, including myself, I'm putting myself in this category. So this is not sending shots at people, nothing. It's not talked about enough because most of us are in our feeling. I'm still mad about Sunday, but if the Jets can't run the ball, we have no chance. We talked all off season about Brees and Braylon. Jeez.
This is going to sound disgusting, Petey, but the Jets are inefficient at what the game of football was founded on. It sounds crazy. There was literally a point in time where there wasn't a forward pass.
Yeah.
I get that I get that it's sexy. I get that the game is geared towards it. You can't run the ball. And they've been doing this since the beginning of time. I'm not the person who's going to figure it out. So I've got the easy job, right? But please, y'all, Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, all that stuff that we all discussed. I ain't seen none of that.
Is somebody drumming in the background?
I'm tapping my fingers, man, because this is really disgusting. Because I can't get away from the inefficiency specifically and how the ripple effect that it has on the offense and the defense in terms of complementary football.
Cook, bro.
That's
Let
fair.
the
That was a
energy
good beat, though.
drive
You should
you,
become
bro.
a
Let
drummer
the
on the
energy
side.
drive you, bro. He is cooking. That shit's facts.
Bro, the Jets are last in rushing. Last in the whole freaking league. Tell me what QB is gonna be efficient with that? Even an all-star QB. Who's gonna be efficient when you're last in running? When they don't have to worry about the run and all they could do is tee off on you.
When
You got to
in the
run the ball
preseason,
3 times to catch Derrick Henry, who's at the top of the list, just as an example, right? Like he's at 6 yards a carry. You got to run the ball 3 times to his every 1 time, just in a
Was it? Yeah,
comparison.
wasn't Brees Hall, Mark, before you go on, wasn't Brees Hall averaging like 5 point something yards a carry? Wasn't he
Yeah,
when
he's
he
that's
like
a
played?
huge
over
difference.
4 for sure.
Well, right. So, like,
He was
I
just
mean,
behind McCaffrey.
what were you going to say in the preseason? What?
Well, I just, I'm not, look, the weekend, and maybe I'm weird about this. Like, after a loss, I try to figure out what happened. And then the day after, I'm like, all right, let's go. Where folks are kind of still going through it 2, 3 days in. But, like, when I watch the team, and I think back to what we talked about in the preseason, including the draft moves, we're like, all right, they need to replace 3 linemen to try to, and they specifically were changing to more of a gap power scheme. Then they drafted Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. So they committed to 2 running backs to kind of bolster that running back room. We knew we had a quarterback coming off an Achilles injury, right? There are 2 ways I can think of to slow down the pass rush. There are multiple, but here's 2. One, right, bolster your line and get bookend tackles. One of them is hurt right now. Okay. 2, 3 ways. Okay. 2, establish a run game. Because what better way to slow down a pass rusher than put a pulling guard right in their face and smack at them and then run at people? Like that
Yeah,
helps you.
good point.
And then 3 is the cadence and getting folks to jump because otherwise they're just teeing off on if they know the snap count, they're getting a first step, and these defensive ends are so athletic, it makes the job so much more difficult for your offensive line. My point is, we have Aaron. Nobody told me when they signed Aaron Rodgers, Mark, the key to victory with Aaron Rodgers and winning a Super Bowl with him was to throw for 54 times a game and rush for 1.7 yards a carry.
I agree, Mark.
Nobody said that.
Mark,
It was
Mark.
limit the guy to like 40 attempts and like get the play action going and like give him a run game. Like that is the formula for the Jets to win football games.
Mark, can I bring up one point to you? The fact that there was some positivity in this game. There was not many pre-snap penalties. I think there was one. They improved, so they did address it. They did address it. Whether we lost or not, people were demanding how this happened. They addressed it. So I was happy with that. And they were on the road too, technically, because that Minnesota crowd with the horn blowing and all that other pause shit going on there.
There were a lot of fans, man. It felt like a home game with the skull chant and the rest of it. They were pretty loud.
Dude, you
Yeah.
guys had such a chance to take hold of that game early. I mean, think about it really. As a real fan for your team, which turnover broke you, right?
Well, I think
The first one didn't break you.
It was the one that Lazard dropped, and then the next play, Rogers threw a pick six.
That's what I'm saying, brother. Like until then, you guys were okay, roughly. Like it was just a beat each other up football game, kind of.
Yeah,
I mean, they were getting yards, but they weren't killing you. It just
No,
looked like
the
they
Jet
were.
after the 17 points, the Jets adjusted fine. I want to get to my buddy Charles, who
Sorry, thank you.
it's a no office. You're good. You're always in here. Appreciate you, Charles. I'm trying. I'm still not over it. I mean, I posted this morning, Charles, Paulie Walnuts, driving over Chris's lawn because I'm still really upset about this loss. But I know you're not going to compliment the staff, and rightfully so. But what are you thinking here, man?
Well, one thing as far as like you mentioned it, but I don't think we're reading into it enough. We correct the cadence issue with the jump off sides. I mean, was I the only one who noticed is he didn't do any really long, drawn out cadences this past game? So they dialed it back. That's what they basically did. They didn't take it to the level that he normally does. So the solution was to dummy it down, which I disagree with, but that's
Correct.
what they did.
Charles, what
The
about real quick? What about
Kev,
Rogers telling Hackett, "Let's go, let's go." He wasn't getting the plays in either. So to me, that's on Hackett too. But go
of
ahead.
course. Well, listen, and everyone on this chain knows that Hackett is an abomination. That's not a secret. Interesting. Quick, like 2-minute video. Kay Adams had Luke Kuechly on talking about the Jets. I don't know if anybody got to see that, but very, very spot on analysis. Very short and sweet. Basically, that the Jets' offense is very predictable, and as far as the run game is concerned, based on the fact that they don't do pre-snap motion and things, just by the alignment of the running back, they kind of know what angles to try to cut off defensively to defense the run. And if you listen to him explain it very simply, the offense as drawn up conceptually is fucking prehistoric and stupid.
Charles, can I ask you a
And
question?
go ahead.
CV brought this up.
Charles, I approve that message. I'm sorry, Buckeye, but he's correct. If you get a chance to go see that Luke Kuechly, Kay Adams, I saw that, Charles. Go ahead, Buckeye. I'm sorry,
No,
man.
no problem.
Chris, so you would agree it was short, simple, sweet, and spot on, right, Chris?
Most definitely, it's a must watch. It's something it's that pertinent information that you need to collect. Sit down and meditate on.
And what it does is it reinforces what you're seeing in real time. Like you're watching the game and you're like, this just looks so predictable. This looks so unimaginable. And then when he articulates it a little nicer than that, because he took the high road, but the gist of it is basically you're fooling nobody with your offense, and you're just relying on Aaron Rodgers to try to make plays and do everything. And quite frankly, against good teams who are well prepared, that's not going to work.
Yep. Buckeye, ask your question, and then I just thought of something while we're speaking here.
Yeah.
Go ahead to Charles.
CV brought this up about the huddle. So when we were down 2 scores, 6 something minutes left, and we were constantly going to the huddle, never going, NASCAR, never rushing to the line, never changing my. Were you so I was looking at a clock, and I know our offense the last few years, and have no faith we can score, and we needed 2 scores in 6 minutes. Did you have any problem us going to huddles all the time with that little time on the clock? And again, in a normal world with Aaron Rodgers, down 2 scores, 6 minutes should be an eternity. It just doesn't feel that way as a Jets fan. Did you have any problem with going to the huddle all the time?
I did. I had a problem with it. And the difference is in the past, when Rodgers had a real head coach running the offense, that play was there instantly. So you didn't need to do all the huddling. And we even have trouble. We're battling the snap clock almost,
Well,
quite often in a game.
that's why I graded
Yeah,
him low today. I don't understand how how is
Yep.
he having delay of game calls? How is that even possible that
I
Aaron
think it's
Rodgers
because
has
he's
delay of game
picking the
calls?
play. I think because he's got too much to do on the field
Char-
before
But if there's
pre-snap.
any
Is my
testimonial of there's a fucking problem, how many delay games does Aaron Rodgers have? 4, 5, 6 this year?
Yep.
And then when we called
But
two timeouts, it's disgusting.
I don't know if it's 4 or 5, but Salah called timeout twice. I believe there was at least 2. These are great, Buckeye. Seriously, great points here, Charles. 2 questions for you. What would you grade Rodgers just as a grade? I gave him between a C and a C plus.
you talking about just this past game or so far this season?
Overall.
Overall, I honestly, I might be in the minority. I don't think he's the problem at all. And I think he
Okay.
can still throw the football. I think he can still identify where he should go with a hot read and all the things necessary to be productive as a quarterback still. I just think when he's looking to that spot for the hot read, half the time the guy's not there or he's not there at the right angle. I think when it comes to pass protection and calling out the right schemes, I think he's been average at that, but once again, he's not getting any help.
Yep.
That's what I just feel. He's back there, and the guy on the sideline is not diagnosing shit. He's not game planning shit. So I don't have a problem with him. We can win with him in my mind, but the problems that have lingered the last couple of years, they're still here. They
Yep.
haven't changed, and they won't till someone gets a pair of balls and improves the offensive
Ch-
line.
I agree.
Charles, we
Can
could
I
run.
share something to you? Go ahead.
I was
Okay,
just
go
going to
ahead.
say
Because I don't want to
we
forget.
don't even try something like a wildcat on short yardage. We don't even we
Nothing.
don't wrinkle things for the opposition DC. I would even be okay with sprinkling in Tyrod Taylor on short yardage because at least the DC and their defense can adjust fast enough to know if the guy's running, throwing, what he's doing. We're doing nothing creative, and the DC on the opposition is sitting there with a game plan that he doesn't ever have to pivot ever.
100%. You just watch our offense, and you know that a good defensive coordinator, just based on tape and film, there's nothing we're running that's fooling anybody based on past history. We just do what we do every week the same way. It's got to be easy as shit to game plan against.
Charles, this is going to seem wild, and I never do this. Charles, I was watching the game with my dad, and I saw Hackett with his marker writing on that piece of, the play sheet. Charles, I literally wanted to go through the TV and just write, like, please, like I want to not insult the guy, but please call the right play. Like my eyes were just on that clipboard, whatever the play sheet he had, and he's got a marker. Like, are you taking notes on yourself? It's that bad, Charles.
It's ridiculous. And the one thing I'll fault Rodgers on is he's bought into this nonsense in the sense that he thinks that offense, the way it's being run, can win a lot of football games and be highly productive still. And I don't think Aaron's realized there's been like an evolution in the way offenses are run. And he's talented enough to run any offense. But I think he's too stubborn, and he thinks that what they're doing eventually is just going to work because it has in the past. But I don't agree with that. I think he's
Yep.
wrong in that
Did we
regard.
Charles,
miscalculate?
Can
here's
Did
what.
we
I jump
miscalculate?
in?
Did we
Yeah,
miscalculate
Mark.
Denver? Is
Yeah,
Denver a good
I
football
just don't
team?
want to forget my point, Mark. Go ahead, Bucko.
Okay, Pete.
Did
Sorry.
we miscalculate
Good.
Denver? Did we lose to a good football team, or what is Denver now? Now that we're 5 weeks into the season, is Denver a good
Well,
team?
Denver's 3-2, right?
They're
They've won
decent.
3 in a row.
Head coach.
That's a great point, Charles.
Well, he's got a Vance Joseph, who's a former head coach too. He's got that defense of no names playing pretty well too. Like they've got, there's talent. But I was going to make a comment about that the Jets
Mark.
have 3 problems on. Oh, good, Pete. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Well, just let me ask Charles this question, and then I'll get Charles. You know what bothered me the most, Charles?
Head.
Okay. You first of all, and I know Corley hasn't done anything. You inactivate him. I get you bring up Martinez, okay, but you spited your nose. You have 3 wide receivers playing when you have Gibson and Charles, because Gibson played what, 4 snaps on offense. Charles, they have 3 guys on the, and then the 2 tight ends. Like, there's no, like, Charles, it's just so infuriating. And then if you bring Adams in here, I mean, I know Lazard drops balls, but then somebody else is losing playing time.
Honestly, I think we're overcomplicating this offense. It's as simple as this: if you can't run the football in this league, you're dead on arrival. Then when you have to throw the ball 50 times. Look historically, when teams throw the ball that much, they're always playing from behind. The biggest records broken in pass attempts are not the winner of the game; it's the loser of football games. Until they figure out how to run the football somewhat effectively, it's not getting better. It's just not going to get better.
June, are you talking?
No, I'm not talking, man. I'm listening
All
right
right.
now because I mean everybody's spot on.
Yeah,
For
You know,
folks, yeah, I was just going to say these are great points. I think that for folks that are being overly critical of Aaron Rodgers, and again, he's not blameless in the loss because yes, he's playing hurt, I think, but at the same time, he's sailing balls. He missed a couple things against Minnesota, and really they were 1 play away from winning the game. This is 2 weeks in a row, by the way. They have,
and that's what the quarterback takes on, right, Mark? That's what the star takes on. They take that pressure.
And that's true. That's true. I think okay. So they've got a play calling problem. Charles just talked about it, and he's right, because if you look at the delay of games, right, that now they're starting to clean up, and then you see Rodgers demonstrating to the sideline, like get the play in. So they've got a problem there with the play calling. Then they're getting to the line, right? And you could tell that any motions that they want to have planned are late because they're not getting to the line in time for them to do what they need to do. So they're avoiding the delay of game, but they're not getting to the line in time to actually do motions and the rest of it. And then you have an execution problem. So you've got players missing blocks. You've got receivers that aren't in the right spot. You've got players dropping the football. So they have a lot to clean up. But let me ask you this. What problems does Devontae Adams solve once he becomes a Jet?
I
None.
think no, I won't say he solves the problem, Mark. What I think he does is if you flip flop him and say, Lazard. The one thing about Lazard, right? He's in the right place in the right spot almost every time,
Correct.
but he just doesn't have the abilities to make the play. Now Devontae is that guy who has the abilities to make the play. So does it help? Yes. Does it solve the problems, all the ones you just mentioned? Absolutely not.
What about the fact that it puts Garrett into the slot, which makes it much easier for Garrett to see less coverage and everything
Once
else?
again,
Having,
I don't think the
having
problem's
Devontae
in the
Adams in
passing
the
game.
rotation would absolutely help this offense
There's no
immensely.
question it helps it, but is the passing game really the problem on its own? I think the passing game's a problem more because of the running game's non-existence. But to your point, no one can make the argument that having Adams on this team isn't helpful. But is it solve all the offensive problems? Clearly not.
I feel like the run game isn't the running back. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say Brees hasn't played well. Like Brees hasn't played like badly the last couple games, but I feel as though that like one reason for that is like I think he's still playing like he has the same team of last year where he has to always make a move as soon as he gets the ball, and he's not hitting the ball with any kind of like hitting the hole with any kind of urgency. And on top of that, Nate Hackett is running a 2005 run game concept. He needs more creativity in the run game, and that shit is making the efficiency of the run game very, very bad, and it's suffering because of that.
You guys see the tight ends running around cluelessly, like missing blocks left and right, banging into each other. It looks like the Keystone fucking Cops.
Yes,
I've
Charles.
never
That's what
seen
Charles. I
that
think
before in my life.
I know he can't block, but Kenny Yeboah is going to be activated. They're going to bring him back.
Well, what's the difference, right? If none of them can block, then you might as
Correct.
well have someone who can catch the ball.
Well, I think
I mean,
Kenny.
But see,
Charles,
Pete,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Stop,
now,
Tyreek.
Pete, this is my problem. If you got a third tight end that's in, and he misses block or he can't block, how about just put a sixth lineman in there? That'll work. People do it all the
Yeah,
time.
well, they don't. Oh, yeah, let's put Solomon Thomas in June at the goal line.
Fuck it, why not?
Let's put Javon Kinlaw in at the goal line, and let Solomon Thomas be your first option, June. How about that? Running with you, running.
Anybody,
Charles, how about
but
that creativity, Charles?
The reason I bring up the tight ends, guys, is there's no way, from a talent standpoint, they could be as bad as they looked. They just look clueless. They look like they didn't know who they were supposed to pick up, where, when, and how. There's just no way you can look that bad just based on ability and being in the NFL. They had no idea what they were supposed to do.
I think if the Ravens get rid of Mark Andrews, you guys should get him. But you're right, dude, because think about it. I know from my TV watching, I didn't see a single hole for Brees Hall or Allen to run in, to be honest with you. It just looked like rugby scrums because I'm just saying there was no holes. You know what I mean? Especially not with the plays they're calling, and Nathaniel Hackett's straight up panicking on y'all, dude. That man's
He's
over
very,
there
very stale to
panicking.
start every single game, man. Every time they start a game, they always start off very, very slowly. Everybody's calling halfback dive. Everybody, bro. Every football team, but like I'm not like every football fan, but like at the end of the day, I want to see more of that New England game plan where you're coming out and you're showing some aggressiveness, where you can get the defense on their heels and get your guys downhill. I also would like to see like more outside zone concepts. You have a guy like Brees Hall who has the kind of speed. Why not try to get him on the edge and test these defenses out? Like I'm just tired of seeing these halfback dives, bro.
Think about it.
Ridiculous.
from every TV that everybody was watching, you could tell on every play when they were about to get ran over. You could tell on the plays where they were going to be successful to a degree, minus maybe a drop ball or a little bit of timing. Unfortunately, it's you're in the games and it's bad offense. Just imagine getting it to a level of like good. You know what I mean? Like just good cohesiveness. Like all's not lost with the Jets offense. It's just bad right now. But you're in the games and you're almost in first place anyway.
I know it's been talked about, but that fourth down play call, right? Having to get
Well,
8 yards to get one. I mean,
Are you talking about the 4th and 2
yeah,
and field goal range?
yeah. I mean, what are you
that's
doing?
low.
What?
You got to take the points, man. You have to.
Oh, that without question. But if you're going to come up with a
Bro, your
fourth down
defense is
plan,
playing lights out. You need the points.
Charles, that
no
was a
question.
Paul Hackett call.
That's
Excuse me.
exactly what that was.
He panicked.
No,
Excuse me
but a
one
Paul
second.
Hackett call is 20 years ago.
If y'all
Oh,
You
could
get my
think
he
about,
drift?
didn't panic then.
I posted
Yeah,
something in the
you know, crazy.
Jumbotron. If you happen to click on it, skip the quote by me. But I'd like you to really, because I know somebody, I think it might have been Charles. I hope I'm correct. You're talking about some missed blocks. I got some film for you. Please take a second. Meditate upon it. Watch that. Do you see what I see?
I see an absolute mess, Chris. I see everybody missing blocks, missing assignments, and worse than the physical mistakes is you can just tell by the body placement and the angles they're taking that they really don't know what's coming or who their assignment is. That's what I see.
You know what's crazy? When you're a Jet fan, you learn to appreciate good quarterback play and good coaching.
Which means,
No,
June,
you
and
don't.
I'm entering the jealousy stage of
And
the
you fail
season.
to
The
appreciate great
jealousy
players.
stage of the season is looking over at Washington and saying you could hire a coach, bring in an offensive coordinator that's cutting edge, draft a quarterback, and be off and running in year one. Year
And
one.
off and running. Same thing happened with Houston last year. Off and
Exactly.
running, just
Even the
like that.
Colts. I mean, that guy can coach football. They're going to be in a lot of games, and they're overmatched a lot. But that guy knows what the fuck he's doing.
What's their record?
Colts, I think they're close to 2-3 if I'm not mistaken.
With
Now
quarterback issues, though, Mark.
the Commanders' defense is poop though. Their offense is very good so far.
I just
Yeah,
feel
but
like
this
I
is year
understand that like
one.
nobody wants to be
It's
2-3
year one.
right now. We faced a very preferable slate of games to start off the year, and this is not exactly what everybody thought it was going to happen. However, like bro, when are we going to be able to understand that like this team is also going through their own motions as well? Like I know that like everybody's like, oh, bad coaching. I think Robert Saleh. You know, y'all know the wild ass take I have with him being coach of the year. That's because of politics. I'm not gonna sit here and sing his praises as like a complete like head coach. However, like with the offense, those guys, look at all the new starters that they have there. They don't even like. I don't think that they necessarily have hit their stride yet. There are guys like
June,
the
to
guys
that
that we
point.
have that have been our star players have gone through more than 1 year of understanding that they had to play hero ball. So when they're when they're on a new team, you got to understand that their only experiences is playing hero ball. They're not understanding like, all right, like this is like, let's play a fucking real efficient offense. I think Devontae Adams coming here is going to help Garrett Wilson immensely in his game in regards to calming down his releases, understanding that like he doesn't necessarily need to cook somebody on the line of scrimmage, and that Aaron Rodgers wants less, so he gets to the spot and gets the timing better. This last game with the 13 catches, I like to see that because like you see now, like you've seen Aaron Rodgers start having more confidence in going to him. You want your guys confident. I need Breece Hall to get efficient touches. Like get him into space, get him doing what he wants to do. He's like and what he's great at, not between the guard and the center. Like this.
Hey, sorry, can I ask you a question?
Hackett is the biggest problem. Like that is the biggest problem with this team. I'm not saying Salah is a great coach,
but Hackett is the biggest problem.
AJ, can I ask you a question? Are we sure that the addition of Adams is a plus for Garrett Wilson? I'm just asking. Are we sure?
Yes,
Yes, but
I
somebody's going to
I absolutely do think
suffer.
think he's a help.
Somebody's going to suffer
Somebody,
playing time, but whatever. It is what it is.
right?
I mean, obviously somebody's gonna suffer, bro. But but if you're looking at the scenario as it stands, I liked what Buckeye said. Garrett eats in the slot. He gets open at a very, very high clip in the slot. And not only that, I honestly, to be honest with you, I think he's like the game. Whenever he was coming out like in the draft, I had him comp to like a more wiry, skinnier Devontae Adams myself because of like how good their releases are. I think Devontae Adams is gonna allow him to calm his game. I think Garrett, like, you've seen him across the year. I think he still like is used to fucking quarterbacks that don't get through their reads and get to their guy late. So he feels as though I felt like he didn't have that understanding that like Aaron Rodgers is getting the fucking ball off. It's not Zach Wilson or Tim Boyle who's gonna hold on to the ball and like you can do your little fucking like do your little dance and tango with the guy. Like, get to your spot.
All right, real quick, guys.
Now,
June, 1 sec. Just give me 1 second. First of all, this has been, at least there's some solutions. I know we're all complaining, but I appreciate the feedback on this because we need to work this out, as far as what we think should work. Now, the Jets got to do that. If we're talking about it, I'm sure they are, obviously, but I'm just not confident in this guy Hackett. I'm sorry, I'm not. Jet Georgia, June, go first, and then Jet Georgia.
No. All I was gonna say was I'm not sure if the addition of Adams will bring out the best in Garrett, because like you said, someone's gonna suffer as far as targets concerned. And we've seen what happened 2 weeks ago when Garrett didn't get any targets and he's on the radio doing interviews, basically bashing Rodgers and Hackett.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that. Like those comments that were like posted, bro, like we're taking it out of context, and he actually provided that context.
I mean, if you're throwing 54 times.
Wait, let June finish.
Sorry,
He's cooking.
Sorry, June.
My point is this. Okay, we lost the game. He didn't have a lot of targets. He blasted. He was frustrated. Okay. We lost this game. He had 22 targets. It wasn't the same. You understand what I'm saying? In other words,
what do you mean it wasn't the same? I'm pretty sure I've seen a clip of him saying that he didn't care how many targets he got. They lost the game, and he didn't care about how this may have like helped build his chemistry with Aaron Rodgers. That they lost the game and they lost to win the game.
I'm just coming from Ty. We lost both weeks, but 1 week he's blasting the team because he didn't get a lot of targets, and this week he's mellowed out.
So
but like, how do you feel as though like what do you deem him bashing the team as? Like what do you think? Like how do you feel like he bashed the team?
He's sitting there saying, "Oh, we don't do what everybody else do. Well, why can't we do what everybody else?" What are you doing? I mean, you're sitting there. You're basically criticizing your OC and basically your quarterback because your OC is your quarterback damn near.
I'll say this, June. Okay, to your point, if we go in there, you know what the common denominator was though? Your team took the L.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
And everybody's unhappy. Okay. So for me, I don't know about anybody else. This is a profession. This is a job. Okay. When you added Devontae Adams, I'm not worried about feelings and suffering and I didn't get this many. Especially not when you still got this rushing attack that's anemic. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah,
now,
but in that Bronco game where like everybody's saying that he bashed the team though.
If everybody
where is that? Like, where do you deem that he bashed the team at? I'm disconnected.
Hold on,
I'm just saying, if you're in an all-in year, for real, okay, and you're worried a little bit about, the targets thing, and I get it, because you want to get on track, what have you, that whole offensive operation needs to get on track. And it's not just about one person's targets, the addition of one person, the subtraction of, because at the beginning of the end of the day, it's going to be a real conversation come maybe we might be talking Monday 11:30 into the morning, depending on what happens. The conversation will get even realer on Tuesday. We're going to put all these feelings to the side because coming up around the corner, you got 4 quarters to get something done.
Yep. Let Chris, let Jet Georgia get in here.
But we through with people's feelings.
Yep. Jet Georgia,
and it's the
sorry.
Buffalo Bills.
Yes. Jet Georgia, sorry you've been waiting, and then we're going to close out. Hopefully you didn't fall asleep while you were waiting. You there? Or is anybody here? I'm hearing silence.
No, I hear you, Petey.
Pete, I
And
think
remember, none of that was a problem after the New England game. Now you just got to get the team back to the gray area.
Go ahead, Mark.
Just a quick point. On Adams and then targets and how will Wilson respond and the rest of it. I want to go. I can't believe this is like going out on a limb. Adams makes the team better. Period. You don't need to overthink it. Like if it's Wilson having a role model, like someone who understands how Rodgers wants plays run and where receivers need to be with timing. To T's point, like you're not playing schoolyard football. This is a timing offense. Like it forces him to get better. Moving Wilson to the slot, that helps him out. Now you got a 3 wide receiver set that's Mike Williams and Adams and Wilson, and that means less play for Lazard. I'm sick and tired of watching him drop balls. It's smart for like 4 different reasons to add Devontae Adams to the Jets, and I didn't even mention some of the most important ones, which are chemistry with the quarterback, competitive fire. Now you've got another alpha that's used to winning and has like that sort of pedigree and demands for success and perfection and domination out of your offense. Like there's so many reasons why this move makes sense. It makes the Jets better.
Jet Georgia, go ahead. You came back up.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Sorry about that.
That was my fault. I had a fun experience Thursday night. I took my boys to Thursday night football. I don't know if y'all saw the game. Overtime thriller. Kirk Cousins throws for 500 yards, and my boy Sammy after the game says, "Hey, Daddy, why aren't the Falcons telling us we need to be patient? Why isn't the Falcons coach, the Falcons quarterback, the Falcons offensive coordinator talking about patience?" Right? I mean, listen, it's all on coaching. But I think here's the key point on Garrett Wilson, we're in a win now year. I mean, we're going to be burning this thing to the ground if we don't win a Super Bowl in a year or two. We're all on the train. Rodgers, everything needs to be perfect for Rodgers to operate, it seems. He needs his receivers having 2 years of training and timing. Jordy Nelson took 2 years to learn from Greg Jennings. Devontae Adams took 2. Whatever it is, we're on for the ride. Whatever Rodgers needs, he gets. It's Super Bowl or bust. And so I'm going to Monday Night Football. We're flying up for the game. Hopefully I'll meet some of y'all there. I think we just got to realize we're hostages on the Aaron Rodgers train. He's a Hall of Fame mind. He's a savant. Hopefully it works out for the best. That's my 2 cents.
All facts.
Charles, appreciate
And by the
you
way,
coming up.
one final comment. I have to get this in. Paul Hackett or Nate Hackett, the whole Hackett family has to fuck off. All right, that's it from me.
We had both of them.
I think that's a universal
Yeah,
agreement.
Woody
He
Johnson
fucking
does not
sucks.
learn. Woody Johnson does not learn. He likes. Actually, I'll make one more comment. If you actually look at Woody Johnson, because this is all his fault, let's look at his pattern. Number one, this human being, he hires first-time head coaches because he has a power trip and a security trip. Number two, and even worse, he's a private equity kind of guy. And if you know private equity, what the guy does is he hires linear thinkers who think system first, talent second. We got rid of Jonathan Vilma because Mangini needs to run his frickin' 3-4. Herm Edwards comes in screaming, "I'm running the Tampa 2, and I'm bringing in the West Coast offense with Paul Hackett." Woody Johnson is a typical private equity person who can't think out of the box, hires people who are going to be subservient to him, which has been every coach he's hired has been first time except for frickin' Adam Gase.
That's why Jet Georgia, if the Jets move on, if and when, because it's inevitable, that's not inevitable I don't know if it's during the year. If they make the playoffs, they're obviously back for the most part. But I want a veteran head coach in here, man.
We agree. And that's why I'll defend to the hilt Joe Douglas. Not because Joe Douglas is God, but because Woody Johnson will never hire an out-of-the-box thinker like Joe Douglas again. He's incapable of it. Joe Douglas gets it. Joe Douglas has made two major mistakes. One, really. He hired Saleh, and in 2022, when Saleh removed all intelligent voices from the quarterback room, Joe Douglas didn't fire Saleh for the nepotism and for backing an inexperienced, friend of his best friend. But this is all on Woody because Woody hires the wrong people. He's inexperienced. It's hubris. The same kind of hubris that Aaron Rodgers has. The difference in Woody Johnson and Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers is a savant on the field, and we got to just live or die with the guy.
I agree with everything that you just said, but I would hold Douglas a little bit more accountable than you did. I mean, just look at this offensive line. It's 5 years, and his thing was, I'm going to build an offensive line. So what happens in year 5? He has to bring in a free agent right tackle, a free agent left tackle, a free agent guard. So what did he build in 5 years? And one of the guys you brought back is a guy you had in the building 2 years ago, and you let him walk out of the building to only know that, he probably should have stayed. He has colossally failed on the offensive line in his duration, and I think you're seeing it every week.
Well, I mean,
I
like,
think we
but
agree.
to be fair, I agree with you, bro. But to be fair, like the guys that he got in the first round, offensive line wise, you cannot, like, those guys didn't have health problems and they have injury problems now. Tipman was a hit. I don't know what Carter Warren is. Max Mitchell was a fucking whiff. Like, I don't like
resembles a hit in the first
for a
and
guy
second
that. But I
round
agree
lineman.
with you. For a guy who's like niche is offensive line, it should have been handled by now.
Speaking of hit, I got to hit the M button. I got to end the space. Appreciate you guys, Charles, June, as always, Chris stepping up today, helping out. Thank you. It's always a pleasure. Tyleek, thank you. I see Rez. You came up before. I see Brittany in here. Hi, Britt. Listen up. Emerson, what up? Rock, Big Haas, what up? Ben, Bills fan. ACL, Bill Fond, Nikki, what up? Reggie, Jim. Have a great day, guys. June,
Safe flight, Georgia.
June, have a great day.
And wait.
Everybody have a good day,
Did
man.
you
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
And how we in every space? Fuck the Bills. Fuck the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and every other NFL team that's not the Jets.
Guys,
this is the easiest week of scouting.
Good day, guys. Be well. Chris, thanks.
Anytime, man.